Everybody wave. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Revenge of the Gith, Season 4, Episode 3. I think the title is correct in Twitch. I hope it is. Uh, we are not technically a man down right now, just a man down for like a hot second. Ember had some car trouble and is just getting taken care of that, but he will be joining us soon. Whenever he gets back home within the next probably like 10 to 20 minutes. But hey, until then, there's the rest of us here at the table, a whole bunch of us to talk about, and we're just gonna get started with talking about each other, and we're gonna start with our dungeon master. Dungeon master, what's up, fam?
Hello, I'm Robbie Rolling. I'll be running the game tonight and I'm excited to do so. And so now we, of course, need to meet everyone else. And I have to say that, all right, this is the question for this evening. If your character was magically put back and they were leaving some kind of performance with their parents, and their parents were maybe, murdered in a mugging, what animal would they be then become the blank man to then avenge and turn the city back on the path of good? Because Batman's unoriginal. It can't be Batman. What animal? What animal?
Okay, okay.
Right.
What
Um,
animal would be the persona of your
Okay, so
vigilante?
I
of
think
of our
am I next?
character, yeah. Yes, you are next,
Character,
Shams. Yeah.
character.
All right, so I'm Jamie. I'm a guest here, and I'm happy to be here for the second time. I'm playing Tomlin. He's a Dwergar knowledge cleric, and I think that he's from the Underdark. And since Spider-Man's already taken, I think he'd be like Granddaddy Longlegs man. So he's a lot like Spider-Man. He can like climb up buildings. He has no web. Um, no bite,
No
yeah, no
bite.
venom.
Yeah.
He has no evil counterpart. He's just a lot more bland all around. Um, but he still has the heart of a nerdy high schooler played by a 28-year-old man.
You know,
Sorry,
standard
had to
stuff.
sneak that in there. That's me.
Hello, I'm Montana. I play Throck the Unsatisfied, Crocodilian Circle of Moon Druid. And he would probably be like Swamp Thing. Uh, you know,
Fair enough.
lives in a swamp, comes up and does the right thing when he needs to do it.
Ooh,
Oh,
can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Woo!
Yay, technical difficulties. What? It's fine.
This is just the vibe of 2020. It's
It's
just
true.
that
We have we
phenomenon.
have 2 more days left. like, uh,
So let's try this again.
we gotcha.
Hello everyone, I'm Robin and I'm playing Proserpina, the Tiefling Arcane Archer / Alchemist. And, well, I'm really not happy with the idea of my parents being murdered. Really, really not
Right,
happy
that's
about
what
it.
turned you into a vigilante.
A Gelante?
Yeah.
Anyway, since I have to pick an animal, well, as everyone knows, there's only one proper answer for that. The goat.
Uh-huh.
Because I've already got the horns and the tail.
Show
and
show
I'm
your
kinda
work.
strong. I will show my work. And I go
Great.
down on trash.
Amazing.
Uh, Hello, everybody. I'm Obadiah playing Fong Kuzi, the half drow warden extraordinaire, and unfortunately, the aesthetic it is established as a matter of actual fact. The criminal vigilante stalking the night goes by Spider Drow.
How is that worse than is cornier sounding than Spider-Man?
The jokes are also
Amazing.
loose.
Spider elf.
Oh.
Spider elf.
And the newsman trying to convince the city that this
Get
is
me
a
a
menace
picture of that
needs
spider
to be stopped.
drow.
Absolutely correct. He is completely right. All the crimes he accused a spider drow of, he absolutely did.
Good.
Oh, wow. Oh, hey y'all. That's me. It's my turn. Thanks. Hi, I'm Val. This is my channel. This is my streams. I bring to you Anja, our other half-drow blade singer, and if she was to become a mass vigilante animal motif, well, there's only one real answer for this, and that's a possum. So she is a ball of anxiety and plays dead when she can't get her way. So like when it's just too much, she just collapses. So, and sometimes she does in fact scream at her own ass. So that's it just turns around and it's like, why? So that's me. That's the channel. But you know, oh hey, there's things that also happen here. Like I don't know. So hey, this is a viewer affected game, everyone. You get
There it
affected.
is.
I have been up since 3:30. I woke up at 3:30 and I didn't get out of bed until 4, but it is a long day. You can affect this channel with your bits, subs, and donations. Every 100 biddies on this channel, just as Nightbot is telling us right now, gets the player, anyone you see here, a reroll to any roll that they have. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can give nat 1s or nat 20s to anyone that you see here as well. If you want to donate money, just straight up donate money. You can just make shit happen. It's you can go through Streamlabs, you can go through Coffee. It's whatever scale of insane you want to be. Like obviously the minimum, which for like Coffee is like $3. It's like, you know, you give a $3 idea, then you give a $5 idea. Then if you want a $30 or a $60 idea, there's a scale. So if you want like the worst thing to happen, it's like if you want us to stop this stream, you have to like pay all of us money at that point. Like you have to make it really
You're
worth.
buying us out.
Yeah, you're buying us out, and then we would still stream, but we would still play the game. We just wouldn't do it live. Like, and we put it on YouTube instead. but thanks anyway. But yeah, and also, speaking of terrible things, we are officially 126 followers away from 1,000 on Twitch, and if we get to 1,000 during this campaign, the deck of many things is gonna appear. Somehow, some way.
And not just like pretty much that episode or something. Like it'll be quick turnaround.
Yeah, it's like immediate. It's going to happen. But yeah, so that's me, that's us. This is the game. Rob, go ahead and take us away, fam.
Take us away. All right. Well, we're going to be taking it away back to the world of Aureal, which, once again, if you aren't privy, was invaded and completely taken over by the Gith Yankee not but almost 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They appeared and decided and mandated that the Underdark be evacuated for reasons. They then put the rest of the world under martial law. The party has spent this past few months attempting to wrest some areas out from underneath the Gith Yankee, but now are working for them. More specifically, Vlakith, the leader of the Gith Yankee, an arch-lich queen who is just terrifying. But they currently are undertaking a quest for her, attempting to find some kind of ancient illithid artifact deep within the Underdark. And to help find maybe some clues or allies or both, they came across the Enclave, which is a small settlement, presumably one of the only, if not the only settlement left in the Underdark, magically warded by both arcane and infernal means against the site of the Gith Yankee. It basically built into a bunch of like large stone pillars coming out of this strange kind of like double-sided crater um, in the middle of a cavern in the Underdark. The party just also met Tomlin, a cleric who helped them with some curses. Bugs spat at them, uh, and then helped him mug his former adventure companion of a powerful artifact for seeking objects. The party has now gathered back in Tomlin's place of worship slash business slash charity to bring together some of the disparate people of power and influence in the city to attempt to figure out what to do next. Potentially about the mysterious shadowy council that runs this enclave that doesn't seem to be like 1000% doing so for the benefit of its citizens. So before, so Kajak has left to go get people that he knows to discuss with you all. So is there anything you all would like to discuss or say before people show up, basically?
I didn't realize they were gonna be meeting. I'm going southern. Oh man, let's get out of that for a second. Someone else talk before me. Like,
So is K-Jack like a grudgy guy? Like, I need to watch my back?
You know, I haven't. We haven't really been in touch since we kind of had a falling out. When all of our other friends died. Long story.
oh no.
Um, so there was a little distance between us. So I don't really know.
Like,
I would
Oh,
was
okay.
say maybe going off the fact that he hasn't spoken to me in like 50 years, probably
Okay, did he like break your legs though?
not that long actually. Just
Did he like break your legs after it happened, or?
no. He's never laid a finger on
um,
me. I don't.
was it your
Oh, okay,
fault?
you're probably
Was it
fine.
was it your fault that all your friends died?
No. Why would that? I
No
don't
reason
have controller
whatsoever.
over the horrific monsters that live in the Underdark.
No reason. I don't have any experience with this whatsoever. No reason whatsoever.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you trying to like connect or something?
You know what?
I'm
It
not
was
about
a very stupid idea. I apologize. We're probably gonna not know you in like a day. So
What? No.
That wasn't a threat. Don't look into that.
What do you
no,
guys
it
have
wasn't.
like?
What?
You have like bad luck with strangers or something?
We have bad luck with friends.
Oh,
Oh, that was ominous.
We're not.
let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean,
it's less awkward that
I
you're
mean,
saying it that it's ominous though. That's a little, I like the levity that you bring here.
just it's been a time. So I apologize for trying to connect with you. I was probably overstepping my boundaries, and I'll just go over here, thanks. And she's
No,
gonna.
it's okay. It's just a lot of people that I meet here. They end up dying, and then it's like, well, good thing I got to care about that person. Don't regret that.
So you
So,
recommend still caring about people even though they're most likely going to die soon?
that's the risk you take, I guess. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life.
I mean, isn't that really exhausting?
Yeah, everybody dies sooner or later, right?
Yeah, that's life.
I know.
Wow, we really getting deep here today on the in the old hall of healing.
No, we're still right here.
What?
You said we're getting deep.
Don't look into it. I think.
Okay, yeah.
What?
Emotionally
Oh.
complex is what I meant.
You're talking about emotions.
Yeah, I know it's awful.
Again, I'm
I'm
sorry.
not
I didn't
crying.
mean to.
You're crying. I'm not crying. You're
I
crying.
didn't mean to start a thing. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go. Shut up now.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
And she's
bring
gonna
it in.
go.
Bring it in. He'll try to give you a hug.
She's gonna hug him back.
Oh, that's sweet.
Brock's gonna step back.
I'm gonna say, now don't you die on me this time. I mean, just like all these other adventurers, they come in and then they heal them and then they go back out and then 50-50 chance,
I'm gonna try really, really, really hard not to die or to let anybody else die.
That's the goal.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah. She makes eye contact with Throck when she says that.
Yeah, Brock is already looking you in the eyes.
Yes. Like it's just like it's a threat now, Throck. She's not gonna let anyone know. It was a promise before when they were going through emotional turmoil, but Tomlin is solidifying this emotion in her, Throck. She's not gonna let you die. Or
Yeah,
anyone
and
else.
he's just not. He's just nodding.
Yeah,
He's just and nodding.
good. Keep holding her accountable for the bad things she did.
Mm.
Alright. And she's gonna just break away from the hug and like kind of straighten out and thanks.
You're welcome. All right. Can I get anybody anything while we're waiting? Some tea or some? I don't know. What do you people like?
Yes.
Have,
Whatever food you have.
I think I have
Oh.
some bread around here. Maybe some. I don't know. Let me check.
Good.
I'll wander off into the pantry.
Yeah, so as an exceptionally inadequate amount of food is provided to Throck, well, unless there was some things that I'm skipping ahead, I figured that's probably the moment where we time skip a little bit as you all then see K-Jack, um, as well as two female drow walk into the Hall of Healing. One older, one younger. The older drow woman is actually looks like a fencer. So you see she has like an exceptionally gilded and obviously magical rapier at her side. Um, and there are she has a lot of tattoos that have like a lot of like swirling and moving patterns along most of her exposed skin. She's also like wearing pretty not like drow typical drow clothing is, I would say, pretty reserved. This is like not like 2020 raunchy, but like for like, you know, a Victorian kind of a vibe, pretty raunchy amount of clothing with some leather armor to for protection. And then the younger drow, you can see a spell book at her hip, and wearing kind of just like a fairly practical cloak, and with an eye patch over one eye.
Okay.
Hi. Uh, how are we doing this? You all you all the new people here. You both know Tomlin, I'm sure. Tomlin, you know these two individuals probably, but probably haven't met them in
Okay.
person. Um,
They have a reputation here.
so the Oh, yeah, for sure. So they, you know that they're together kind of in charge as mother and daughter of the like Seldaring's Edge here, which is, you know, the sect of the population uh generally here who want to try and make this city, you know, guarded and warded against the Githyanki, but more old Underdark and less run by a shadowy cabal kind of thing. So a little more return to form, obviously with the caveats of the things that can actually happen down here. Um, and then you know that the older drow is a very skilled fencer and duelist that, you know, before everything went down, that's basically she basically like dueled her way to making her family more important, because that's just a entirely valid way of doing things in drow society, of just if you just like single combat your way to the top, I can just kind of get you there. And then her daughter is a little less well known, but is like a decent arcane caster. But reputation wise, just people you want to avoid generally. Um, like,
What's their
you know,
family name?
skilled. So their family
Would I
name
know?
is in my notes, and I will get it to you.
Sorry, that's
No, you're good. You're good.
trying to get ahead
Logara.
of you. Lugar.
It's the Logara family.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I would bow, show my respect, and
Great. Does
maybe
anybody else follow?
Are we supposed to bow?
Hung Huzi's going to bow also, and then he's going to look like slightly away, like just pointedly not make eye contact.
Great.
Throck would like to pretend that he didn't notice that they did that and just kind of turn around away from the conversation.
So that's what Throck wants to do, but I feel like if we know anything, we should. I do want a charisma check to see what Throck actually does, because I feel like it's going to be much more. Throck very clearly looks at them, acknowledges them, and then turns around.
Okay, what do I have to roll?
Charisma, deception. I'm gonna just take a stab in the dark that's a straight roll for you.
Yay! Look, Ember's here.
It's actually a -1, so
Super late. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. We got you
Okay,
covered.
18. I'll say that you actually do come off like you didn't even see that, and just kind of don't engage.
or it's like I'm eating and I pretend there's food.
Yeah, you're like, yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Parsapina, Anja, how do you?
Anja just kind of doesn't under. She just stands there and does a little hi, like she just Anjas. Yeah.
Oh no.
Hi, and then I bow.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For a second, I couldn't hear you, but
Yeah.
understood. Yeah. The two drow, the older individual seems pretty pleased with that. And will kind of walk up to you, Tomlin, being the kind of person they know of. Well, it is good to finally meet you. I know you've healed some of my followers and companions in the past, so for that I thank you.
You're welcome. It's an honor to have an audience with you. I have some travelers as my guests at the moment. I hope you don't mind. Uh, they are joining us, but I think that a fresh point of view might be a good thing for a discussion such as this. A neutral point of view, if you understand.
Sure. Well, some introductions appear to be in order. Looking at Kajak in a little like could have figured that out probably way. Um, I am Vexen Logara, and this is my my eldest daughter, Boranis Logara.
Out of character, what is the second name you said?
Boranis. But because it's his round name, it's like BO''RANIS.
That shit is Baranis, Boranis, or whatever. All right, so I got that down. Sorry, I had to put that in my notes. Yeah, cool. I'll introduce myself, and Tomlin remembers that. Let's see. I think I have everyone's name memorized. Anja. I'll say this is Anja,
Hi.
and I'll introduce everybody. Hong Huzi, and Proserpina, and don't tell me it is. No. I can cheat and look at the stream.
No, this pause also is in character in canon.
This one's Amara. She's been really quiet, but she's here. And then Throck, the unattentive. I mean, unsatisfied. Sorry.
Saying that as he's like turned around.
It was a little bit of a jest.
Splendid. Well, I'm assuming you have brought us here for discussions as to the future of the Enclave.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see some changes, as well. But I'm not necessarily a governing type, But I'm definitely definitely care about the people here, and I think we all want what's best. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I figured that instead of starting a conflict with my old companion K-Jack, that maybe we could talk things over.
Yeah. State your case.
Um, what is our case?
I don't know. Don't look at me.
All right,
I
hold on
just-
1 second. Huddle up, everybody.
So here. We're not gonna flash back to before they all arrived with all the players here now,
pull some blades of the
figuring
dark
out what
on
you're
here.
gonna say.
Sure. Well, yeah, we'll
Right.
retcon a plan.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a flashback. It's not a retcon.
Yeah,
Sure,
it's a
yeah.
flashback. Yeah.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah. Listen.
So what was the plan? Like, I don't even like personally out of characterly and in characterly, which is fine because it's Anja. I don't even remember like why we were trying to get that football in the first place. I don't even know what it is. I just remember that I ran it like a running
Same.
back.
Okay,
It's an
the answer is like
anti-magic.
60%. Hong Kuzi, out of sheer short-sighted spite, was just took it because fuck you, orc man. you're not the boss of me.
Yeah. So Tomlin,
It was
what
an
was
anti-magic
Gotcha.
generator.
Anti-magic field.
Yeah, anti-magic field, like generator kind of thing, like an orb that emitted one.
Okay. Oh.
And then
And they were going to use it to blackmail the council into kind of stepping down or bringing them more into power. And we're going to like bring their forces to bear to stop you all from taking it from them. But Tomlin and the rest of you said, what if we try and figure something out together, since we're both, not necessarily enemies, instead of just starting another gang war or something like that.
Especially because I am the person who's going to end up taking care of all the dead people. So I'd rather avoid that if possible.
Okay. Well, so are we just gonna say that? So Tomlin, are you pro council or anti council out of characterly?
I guess that is a good question. Out of characterly, I think that he is anti council, probably just because he's seen just basically the same thing happening for a couple years now, where it's.
I mean, yeah. To make sure you're on the same page as me, like they're the people sending these expeditions out of the people who are not coming back, and it's not like for food. It's for like magic items and artifacts, some of which end up being used to help the city, but not all of them do. Not all of them can.
And they're forcing them to do that?
I mean,
highly encouraged.
They're the only people other than the like cultists who can keep the wards up, and the cultists are like part of it. So if you don't do what the council says, theoretically they could just stop keeping up the wards, or like not ward your part of the city or something like.
And it's not like the rest of the Underdark is safe.
There's like they're kind of, it's kind of a unspoken amount, but it's also like they're in charge.
He's not I think he's very dissatisfied with the lack of like progress. I think that he would be kind of tired of seeing these adventurers go out and come back broken and hurt and beaten and battered. Necessarily, he supports the idea of like adventuring, but he doesn't necessarily think that this is the way to go about this.
So we're here to make a solution, like a different solution to this problem. Okay. So the people here that are in this room with us, like not in flashback, they're also anti-council, or are they council?
Correct.
Yeah,
they're anti-council.
They're pretty extreme.
Okay.
Too. From what we know.
So did we take the box from other anti-council people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they the same anti-council?
This happened people? Like we took it out of like basically arbitrary spite.
Yeah.
We just started shit.
Okay. You started shit.
Well, K-Jack took it from the council
Okay.
out from underneath my nose, so I felt
Yeah.
somewhat responsible. So I went to get it back.
Mhm.
He was
Yeah,
like,
because
"No."
the council charged you to get it back.
Correct. Yeah. And so I was like,
Okay.
and I need that back.
Mhm.
And he was like, "How about no?" And I was like, "How about yes?" And
Yeah.
now we're here.
Okay, so he's here with his drow girlfriend, and like.
Maybe.
This is the Seldering's edge. You are making a lot of
So listen. So, and I'm just trying to get caught up here. Like, it's been 2 weeks. So, and so we're all back here now in the room talking about what to do with this anti-magic box.
And they wanted to use it to blackmail the council.
Okay.
I think that could end badly for everyone, where nobody wins
Mhm.
because if everybody's dead, then nobody can cast any wards or anything.
Mhm.
So maybe we don't, you know, bust down the door. Maybe we try to. It looks like you weren't trying to say something.
Why don't we do that?
Oh,
You make a good point, Throck.
Well, why don't we? I mean, from everything you've told me, it seems like we just need to remove the council, and why don't we just remove them from, the planet?
Well,
Well,
if we could
there's
do it without without fighting them, that might be.
there's
That's
this
what I
there's
would
this
prefer.
there's this thing they call they call it a hobgoblin standoff, where you both got daggers to each other's throats, and it's a real good way of drawing blood, and kind of the issue with having a hobgoblin standoff here is if the council calls the bluff, there's only one thing that can happen that allows this city to still exist.
So
And
how does your
that's if the
Sorry.
Seldering's Edge backs down and completely surrenders.
So the drow that are here are
Which they
part
won't
of
do.
the Seldrine's Edge, right?
Mhm.
Okay, that's a good thing I didn't get my last name.
But as a note, they haven't had contact with the surface.
Right. Okay.
Also, there is like some information that you all as a party have,
Mhm.
that like hasn't been discussed yet.
Mhm.
I'll just give it to y'all since we're in this kind of reminding phase. As a note, do you all remember how you learned about this place?
Oh. I was just assuming it was Hareen. I didn't know I thought we just ran upon it. Like, I thought that's how we found it. I didn't think we actually expect.
No, you intentionally came to this place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't
You
it?
all were given areas of location and interest that had not been
by
fully explored
the Lich.
by the Gith.
By
Yeah.
the Lich. Gotcha. The Lich
Which
told
is
us about this place.
suspicious. I
Gotcha.
don't know that character.
So.
It's not necessarily suspicious so much as, yeah, of course they would.
But only like 4 of us here know about this Lich. Like, have we even told Amara about the Lich?
No.
Okay.
Mara
cool.
doesn't even really necessarily know about why you all are.
Yeah, she's
doing
just
what
here
you're
because she
doing,
has to, because she's being
set you
paid
to
to.
it.
Okay, so well, Tomlin, this is like your house, so this is your home. What do you think it would be better for your old buddies to be in some kind of position of power? What about you? Why aren't you in a position of power? You seem like you're a stand-up member of this community.
I think that would I'm not that kind of dwarf. um, uh, I can offer my opinion and guidance, but I am much more of a neutral party when it comes to actually creating and enforcing laws.
Well, what about like just an advisory position?
I mean, yeah, I can. I'm already kind of there, just not in title.
Oh,
Um, but I would say that you know,
how does
we don't necessarily know how to, s- you know, bust down the door, even if we wanted to,
of the
because we don't
council?
know how to find. Yes, no one knows where they are, who they are, and
Oh, you just don't
so
know who they are, and you just let them run a city?
that's kind of the the shadow part of the shadow government is
The shadow
they're
government?
anonymous. Yeah, they kind of just run things from the
Well, that's
from
no good at all. You should be run by elected officials.
I mean,
uh,
that's definitely a lot more corrupt. So I'm kind of on board with that. But
Wait,
eh,
what? No, but if you're elected by the people, how can it be corrupt?
the
people
people have
suck.
legs, very breakable.
Oh
And
wow.
money.
I'm.
Lots of money.
How do you have your leaders unknown when? How do you get your orders? Doesn't make
There's a
sense.
little bird
The
man that comes
bird!
around and he tells me what to do
Fetch.
sometimes.
There's just him.
Yeah, but yeah.
Is he the only
So
mediator? The bird?
Probably
Wait
not
a
the
minute.
only one, but the only
If
one
it's
I've
No,
just
heard
the
of.
no, Robert
That
nodded his head.
that
Yes, it's just
it's
the
that
bird.
and notices. Hmm.
Yeah.
Fetch
Wait a
is a
minute, if
Yeah.
it's-
Kiku.
Yeah, it's mostly just the bird.
And then there's like message boards with like notes or
Uh,
things will get pinned up on
if
sometimes.
you can call
but
him that.
Okay.
Anja, can you read people's minds?
No,
I can.
Hmm?
she can.
I can.
Oh,
wait a minute. Actually, if the bird is the only one who shows up face to face, that means he's got to get his orders pretty direct. We have the perfect bait of why not just mug? Why not just kidnap him and squeeze him till he talks?
Um,
We can invite him over for like mimosas or something, and just like pretend it's like, hey, we got the
Why
box
don't we
back.
just-
It's
I know you guys
good."
are adventurers and you're young and everything, but I'm really trying to avoid the whole like torturing and killing and like, you know,
We don't have to torture him at all. I can just get the information. I'm pretty sure.
We just need to hold him down for a bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
like,
just gotta hold him down while I.
admittedly, we might
Yeah.
have to soften him up a bit first, so he can't like fly off.
he is very sneaky, just so you know.
But he's gonna have to grab it. He's gonna have to grab the stakes, and like Honda's just gonna like pull it out and like start like just like playing with it. Like he's gonna have to come grab this sooner or later.
You know, given time to prepare, I could try to track him down. But I don't know if anybody else knows how to do that.
Like find a person. Well,
Oh, who? We don't even need to do that. Just send a message out.
Actually, scrying is a
Tell
is
him
a
we have the
domain spell
bots.
for me, so I can scry on him.
Hey, just
Right
tell him we have
now.
the thing, man. It'll be great.
Yeah.
It'll be easy. He'll have to show
okay.
up.
I just need some clarification. Are we scrying in the flashback, or are we gonna officially like go back to the the normal scene and
I
be
feel
like,
like we were talking about this in real time now, but
all right, cool.
I'm not 100%. Where are
Okay.
we on that?
Yeah.
That's up to y'all. I
Let's
thought we were
go-
still in
you know what?
flashback.
I
Unless you
vote-
want to be talking about messing with Fetch in front of the drow.
I mean,
For shits and giggles, I vote we talk about kidnapping the messenger in front of the gang.
Great.
I'm
Yeah,
down. That's my vote.
Vexen-
It's
Vexen,
a democracy.
yes.
Everyone else needs to
I
vote.
would like to dispute purely because if it's in front of the drow, Honguzi isn't talking. Period.
oh, okay.
Okay, this is all in the
Yeah.
flashback.
Okay, then.
We're still in flashback.
Okay,
Until
we're still in
until I
flashback.
say so, we are.
Good to know.
It
Okay.
is assumed
All right.
flashbacks.
Well, then yeah, why don't since we're still like we're still preparing for this, then why don't I
Mhm.
go ahead and scry on this little nerd and see if it even works? Because there could be some kind of thing obscuring it or something. So, yeah, let me pull that spell up really quick.
I also scrying, but I'm gonna let you.
Out of
use your spell
character,
shot.
I thought scrying doesn't work down here. I thought we'd already established that.
Maybe I'm not
Did we not?
super familiar.
You know that the city is warded in some
okay.
ways, but you don't know if that means you can't scry when you're already in it or something.
Okay. I couldn't remember if we had talked about it or not. It's more what I was like
No. think
I
there was one.
thought there was something about it.
I would say I probably have a font filled with holy water in my healing hall.
Yeah, no,
So
you don't have to worry about the
just for
material
flavor,
components.
I love material components
Oh, yeah.
just as a player.
Love it.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
go over to my like font of holy water and like look into it and
Mhm.
like start praying to Ioun. And let's see. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well I know it and what sort of physical connection I have to it. If it knows it,
I believe you're at the like you know it, but you don't like have something of them.
I've met him so firsthand. So
Mhm.
it's just a straight roll for them. It's a straight wisdom roll. Um,
Okay.
and I need a connection to them. Hmm.
No, you can just scry on them. You just have to know, like, have met them, basically.
Oh yeah, it just gives you it gives them a
Yeah, it would
negative
give you a
bonus.
negative if you had something they owned or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But you are able to cast the spell. So I will say that you focus in on your holy water and you see it slowly start to ripple. And then you and only you can see a vision. You can see Fetch with uh, some kind of spell upon them, standing just like completely parallel to the ground, up at the top of this like chamber in the Underdark. Um, there is again, imagine so there's like a big like crater almost, and when an identical one on the ceiling, and then coming down there's like these pillars of stone and rock, almost as if like stalagmites and stalactites met, but like solid stone. And then so at the top of that, you see very well hidden in there is just like a small, um, looks like kind of gateway. Like basically, you can see like a circular, as if like a hatch is in the stone, and you can see they are just kind of like nodding and just like as if they're in I will say you've probably seen it enough to recognize like a telepathic conversation, as they are just standing underneath a very well hidden hatch in the ceiling of this chamber, just kind of nodding. And then
Fetch and
no one. It's just outside. This is outside the hatch. They're not in there. They're just standing there and having a telepathic conversation.
I will kind of describe what I'm seeing to the best of my ability to my new friends. Um, and say that that is a little unsettling to say the least. Um, but we
Wait
now
a
have
minute,
a
you said
better idea of
telepathy.
where to start looking.
Hmm. If we get close enough, I can have a spell that will bring us closer to where he is. But Rob, can I get a rule clarification?
Great, yeah.
When you're casting a spell that takes a minute long, do you have to stay at the exact same spot that whole minute, or can you move during that minute? As in, like, if you're at like 55 seconds, could you like open a door and then
Yeah,
cast
you
it
could.
on someone?
In D&D, it takes your action, I will say, to like maintain the spell, and you can't like do you can't do like another spell or something as a bonus action, but you could like open a door as an
Okay.
during a spell, I would say. Yeah.
A great
Okay.
question, actually.
Okay. And is this the same day
Yeah.
as when we? Okay. Um, I could also I have another spell. Not that I could do today, but I can make him bring us to the location.
Certainly could be a quick way. But how many people does it work on?
One. And I need to chant for a minute before I can cast it.
How fast does the bird usually show up if he's summoned?
pretty quick.
But I can't do it today. Well, no,
I
I
don't
could
think
do
we're.
it.
Oh, I don't think we're
Then I
worried
could do
about
it on
doing it today,
2
though.
people.
Yeah, we still gotta talk to
Yeah.
the drow.
Then I think. Well, you said drop. How tradition? Oh wait, Seldarines. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, them.
yeah.
Sorry, couldn't
So
remember the name.
then, what I think we should probably be doing is we're baiting the bird so we can get him to lead us, and then to the council so they can talk things out directly. I think we should sit on this orb because again, if it's a hobgoblin standoff, uh, this you're probably not going to have a city anymore. And
I'd like to
yeah,
avoid that if possible.
yeah, I'm sure. And I think the council should be plenty smart enough to understand the implicit threat and hopefully appreciate that we're all polite enough not to make it explicit. So they can have one of them negotiations, and y'all can sort this out. Because if you don't get it sorted out, you're gonna have a lot of trouble.
That might
A
be a
lot
bit
of
of an
trouble.
understatement, but yes. So,
Great. So now we flash forward back into now that my apologies. I kind of in my head I forgot we had taken some weeks off and maybe
Mhm.
forgotten where we were at. So
Yeah.
now we're back with these drow, and they've asked you to state your case.
our
See,
Well,
John
we're just
was.
gonna talk.
I guess our case.
Here, why shouldn't we just kill you all and take the artifact?
You just see
Well,
Anja
What
bite
we
the
were
inside of
planning.
her cheek. She's trying so hard to not respond to that.
well, that is a great question. First of
I
all,
thought so.
uh, these strangers probably would not fight you over the artifact. They are here simply uh, as an impartial kind of party, as I've asked them to be. And Me myself, I don't think that any more blood needs to be shed. So I think simply that uh, perhaps we could help one another. We give you this artifact in good faith and hope that in hopes that we could uh, be involved in assisting you with a rebalancing of power, so to speak. Since
Hmm.
we are, I am very heavily invested in the well-being of this city, and I don't think that continuing to search feverishly for magical artifacts in the Underdark with would pretty much disregard for the citizen safety is something that needs to continue.
I see. Well, so I just want to make sure I'm understanding. You all are, it sounds like, in favor of our plan then to attempt to give an ultimatum to the council and dissolve them then? Or am I misunderstanding? It sounds like what you're saying is you're here to let us do what we want to do.
I think we want to, if we want to oversee what you want to do, and maybe make
Hmm.
sure that
It's
uh,
kosher. Wait, is that a word here in this world?
the
Sure.
best interests of the people are truly at heart during all of the proceedings. Even if there's an ultimatum, I would like to avoid risking the well-being of the citizens. Like, there's
Hmm.
perhaps we
We are
We do
here to
realize that
supervise.
Permission to speak, my lady.
granted.
Ooh.
If it is our understanding that if you go forward with your plan as intended, the council will most likely refuse, and you will be forced to follow through on the threat, and then you will not have a city anymore because the beings that you are that this city is meant to defend from will come in force. You will not be able to resist them. Therefore,
Well, if they call our bluff, we could just not. It would ruin our credibility and all of that. But
certainly, but I think we can all agree that you did not come this far to just give up.
not at all.
Therefore, we would like to pose instead baiting their messenger, because he is their only messenger, and
Indeed.
certainly he should at least be able to elucidate on their nature and by learning where he goes to get his orders, you should be able to learn exactly who you need to talk to.
Terrific. Some good old fashioned torture and extracting information. Is that what you're proposing?
Well,
Quite unpopular on the surface.
technically, we don't have to torture him. I'm kind of offering my services in those regards.
In that you'll torture them, or
Well, I won't have to torture them.
More expedient.
sure.
She's a mind reader.
Among other, I have other persuasive talents as well. I don't necessarily
She's
have to
gonna
torture
get
someone.
naked.
Between me and
No.
her, I
I'll-
believe we'll be able to extract the information without harming the bird.
I think I'll leave the tactics to you, but I suppose if you're able to, what's the goal in extracting? And what are we attempting to extract from the bird, though?
Two things:
The
meeting place and the identities of the people that he's meeting.
Indeed, it would be good to finally know where and who.
Yeah, because
Anything that give us an upper hand in these negotiations, really.
And
exactly.
Armed with that, I'm sure that they will be forced to take you quite seriously when you do appear for negotiations, because certainly the bird's not going to have the artifact they need, and they should be intelligent enough to put two and two together. So you can negotiate with exactly as much strength as you need without having to make the threat quite so explicit.
Understood. Interesting. I'm not opposed. I think I'll have you all do this, and while you do so, I'm going to simply get some of my agents ready for in case something doesn't go right.
I have a question for you, Rob. I have a couple of things I kind of wanted to do that was happening middle conversation when she was talking. So I wanted to, because my character is all about reading people. I want to read, first of all, when she first said she would kill us, does she believe herself capable of that? Is something I want to know. 100%?
100%.
Yeah.
Because also she's saying, like, not just her, like, she has a bunch of friends.
Yeah, that was one of the things that wasn't major. But would she have carried out on the threat? Yeah, totally. Just boom. Oh yeah. Okay, so Riftless Drow.
She'd slit your throat right
I
now.
meant the threat to the council about destroying the city. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
No.
Okay. You don't think so?
Kind of the vibe I got from her too.
Yeah. I didn't think so.
Like, that would lead to her and all of the people she cares about dying. So probably not.
And
this is just the best
I guess
idea.
my last question It's a little bit more of a longer answer. Did she lie at all? And do I will what rolls do I have to make to see if that's a yes or no answer?
I mean, that's insight. You can make an insight roll to see if she's lied at any
Because
point so far.
yeah, it's kind of the whole thing I'm supposed to be doing, making sure people aren't
Sure.
lying to us. 21.
Yeah. Nothing, no
Okay.
lies yet. She's,
Okay.
you know, she thinks herself more and her people more than capable of killing you 6 and taking the orb if she
Yeah.
needed to. She's wanting to do the threat, but not wanting to follow through on it at this
Okay.
time.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure of things and
yeah.
stuff.
I mean,
Um,
you can never be too careful,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Sorry, I kind of derailed for a sec.
No, this is
No, you're
important
good. You're
information.
right.
Yeah.
It's important to know sometimes. Yeah, so, well, and now I have some questions for not you, pointing at Tomlin. Why are you all, how are you all here? How do you,
We walked.
why? Mhm.
We were lost. We found this place while we were lost in the Underdark.
We have
you
an
found-
objective of our own to pursue something that we need to pick up. It should be fairly far outside the city, but it would certainly be to our interest if the city continued to exist and exist on your terms.
Very good job. Nice and helpful.
I'd also like to say I don't abate tyrants as well. And I wasn't going to pass up an opportunity to join a perfectly good revolution.
I see.
So you know my personal stake, at least.
Understood. Well, we are certainly ready for a change in leadership. The council has forbidden, I believe, in the wardings, even taken precautions from contacting the outer, well, the surface. Now, I would have said the outer world were things 2 years ago, but if you tried to send to someone in the city, not in the city right now, it's not going to work.
Why do you think they forbid that? Like, I know, like,
It's
years...
warded against.
Okay. Do you know why? That's what I'm asking.
We haven't exactly. No one's ever had a conversation with the council. It's all, missives and information from Fetch.
2 years,
so,
and this all kind of started happening around 2 years ago. You said.
I mean, the Enclave started as a response to the invasion.
Right.
This wasn't exactly a planned community.
Right.
It was
and
a safe place.
Well, this is gonna like to sort of like talk a little bit like whisper onto like, they're aware the Gith is still around.
Yeah, I know. It's just I don't know.
That's why.
I was just
why.
being insightful. I'm sorry. Like, I won't ask any more questions.
Well, fine. We should be talking with an eye with more respectful, far more respectful.
I just don't know how to act right now. I'm sorry.
So, we would, at the very least, like to try and connect to the outside upper world and see what kinds of extraction or benefit or whatever we can make happen. Obviously, since this wasn't anyone's home, there's no teleportation circles here, but
Well, I mean, if you just want to teleport to the surface.
Yes.
I mean, I can do that.
Well, that's more than how I don't believe that spell. Kind of looks back and then are kind of like I believe that would take quite a while, but I suppose if we had more wizards capable of doing so as well, we could eventually get the whole enclave to the surface. But
that would be quite a undertaking.
Indeed, it would.
And while I'm talented in magic, I would not be able to help you with that. That is too high of magic.
It's not a common spell capability, for sure.
Exactly sure. Actually, no. Don't think that clerics can teleport.
No,
I don't play
unfortunately
high-level
not.
clerics very often.
Fair enough.
Maybe the arcane cleric, I think, might be the only one that might have the access to it.
The knowledge cleric has access. That's the only one.
No, they don't.
No,
He's
they don't.
knowledge
I'm a
cleric.
knowledge cleric.
Yeah.
They should have access to it.
No,
I
first of
thought.
all, domain spells only go up to 5th level. So
Yeah.
that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never played a
I
cleric.
don't have a lot of conjuration stuff as a knowledge cleric, and that's conjuration, I think.
there is.
Well, are we gonna go get us a bird?
A bird? Oh, yeah, that one.
I'm sure if you want to. Now, I'm sure you all would never, but you could simply deceive him and say that you have the artifact and then do what you need to do. Yes?
It wouldn't be untruthful to say that we have the artifact.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure that was the plan.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, does that mean that we're not getting it back?
Oh,
At
no,
this
we're not going to give it
present
to the bird.
moment?
We're giving it.
No.
I think we're giving it to you. I think we'll just keep the
Yes.
box.
All right. Perfect.
Please don't make me regret this. And I'm going to look her right in the face when I give it to her and be like,
Can I help you?
Gentlemen, this is the only place that we know of that is habitable. That does not mean we have to suffer this council.
and that's why I'm giving you this orb. I'm going to swish it over to you.
Just, whee, Kobe. She grabs the orb and will hand it to her daughter. Well, I am going to see to not only my responsibilities, but also see if I can't prepare just in case something happens. Let me know. I'll keep K-Jack, why don't you stick around? You don't have to stay in here. Just be ready to take a message if need be. Kind of like nod, and the three of them will move to head out unless there's anything else you all wanted to say to them as they leave.
I did have one question for the lady drow.
Yes.
So, from my understanding, those wards,
Yay.
you guys know what they do, right? Like the ones surrounding?
Mostly, yes.
Has anybody tried studying them or figuring them out, or?
At this point, Uranus will step forward, and yes, hi. So I am, yes, well versed in their capabilities. It's a significant amount of abjuration magic. It's, well, to spare, because I think only maybe a couple of us in this room would understand. It is all hinging upon one lodestone or maybe a couple. So to re-up the runes, then you need to be physically at the rune stones, and then you can up the wards. They are both. You may have noticed it's a little difficult to see the city as many people as here as well. It does block most attempts to get in or send in or out of the city, and it's also, if you aren't let in by the guards, there are some physical barriers.
There's gonna be a lot of dinosaurs. You're just gonna get fed a bunch of subs.
My goodness, thank you so much.
On
I think
you.
that's 790s I have to give out.
That's
Yeah.
nat ones or nat 20s to anyone at this table here.
Yep. Just tell me who you
I
want to
guess-
give them to, Fallen.
Are they written in a specific language?
No, they're arcane runes.
Oh, I don't know. Some of my magic includes giant runes. I don't know. Sometimes magic is weird. That's why I was asking.
No. My guess is if that kind of specificity is there, it'd be on the rune stones. The actual effect, it's amplified by some of the summoned beings who basically can kind of just push their uh, life force into the runes to empower them. But the actual where it's happening is would be the rune stones.
Do you know where the rune stones are?
If I did, we probably wouldn't have to have this conversation. No, that's also very secret. Probably where the council is, my guess.
Do you know? Okay. Oh God, Rob,
We
I'm
could
about to get
find the
get
rune stones,
specific.
and we could get
Yeah.
we could learn how to use
Sure.
the wards without the assistance of the council. Is what you're saying? Perhaps potentially.
Yes.
I
It could.
So I have a question. Has anyone
Yeah.
mapped out the range of these wards?
It's just in the crater.
So they don't extend outside of the town at all.
No.
Okay. Do you know how far they go down and up?
How would we find that out?
Don't dig in the Underdark.
Don't dig in the Underdark.
Don't
Oh.
dig in the Underdark.
Yeah, all the drow just like shake their heads.
Well, there's got to be a way to figure it out.
You might, get into something's home that you don't want to be in, or cause a rumbling or something.
Okay. Do you know of anyone, or do you have anyone who has a air quotes detailed map of the town with any sort of dimensions on it that are accurate?
Sure, and we'll kind of hand you one.
Okay. Because from what I'm specifically kind of all about abjuration, and normally a ward has a radius, if you will. A lot of abjuration magic is also math, and so if you could find the radius, you could maybe technically find how big the place is, and you could find the center, because normally the center is where the center of magic is, because it radiates out. So maybe if you mathed it out properly, you could find the center.
I appreciate that, but we're in a crater. You could just find the center of the crater. Then it's a circular crater.
It'd be the center of the magic. That's why I was asking if it extended at all past any of the walls.
No, the city doesn't.
Okay, so that's what I was. Yeah. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just think that it'd be so hard to measure. It's just because of the scope of it. It would be really hard to, especially if there are walls and floors and ceilings and stuff getting in the way as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is a good backup plan, though. I think if we can't get the information we need out of this bird.
That yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I'll do the heavy lifting on that to figure out the measurements if I have to, because that is probably our only second plan, is finding the radius and praying that's where it is if we can't get the information out of anybody.
Tomlin's he's a liberal arts knowledge cleric. He doesn't do that.
So, do we want to maybe split up the efforts just in case?
If someone can do the math for me, or someone can at least get me the measurements, because I think I'm required at the one where I have to read the guy's mind.
Can I just do an intelligence check for measurement for math?
I can read minds too. That's one of my channel divinities.
Yeah, you can do that.
Not saying that you shouldn't do it.
Right. Like, I'm the int-based character,
I mean, out of character
enough.
again. This crater is like a circle, so like the center of the effect is just the center
it's-
of
The
like the
crater.
middle of
yeah,
the crater.
it's more that I was because if
Um,
it's a circle,
mhm.
right? Or
We
a
have a
sphere.
good
I'm
idea
sorry.
of where it's
Yeah.
coming from now that we scried on the bird.
Yeah.
So
Right. It just would be um like difficult to find like where the tops
Yeah,
and bottoms
that's
are without, especially
well,
without digging. Like I will say, you know that either the top of the chamber isn't in it or it is because well, it doesn't really help because you were able to scry into it. Um so you are, if you were outside of it, you could scry again and see if it worked. And if it didn't work, then you would know that it's at least at the top of the chamber.
suppose you are right
But
about that. I see
yeah,
what
I
you're
was
saying.
gonna try casting just clairvoyance over and over and over until I finally hit a spot where I can't cast clairvoyance anymore, and see if that worked. That was my plan. If I couldn't get this shit, because clairvoyance is a sensor that would is same as
Right.
scrying. That would be my best way of doing it, because technically I could just go so many feet in this direction and pray that it's correct. If I find the center of the town and have a measurement from the other center of town, I could just start working off that, not the other center, the side from the center, the radius of the circle. I could technically use that to kind of figure out where the end of the other side would be. So the radius is the same no matter what direction it goes in
If
from
it
the
is a true
center.
circle, then yeah. True. I feel like it's still gonna be. I mean, I feel like we still should try to get a hold of this
It's
bird,
Oh,
it
for
would
sure, the
be it would
bird.
be in
Yep, let's go
it,
get a
it would
bird.
I was
don't
just
know.
trying to bring that up as a secondary plan. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
yeah,
It's okay.
all good.
I think that we're all on the
Um,
same page.
So we once again, you Tomlin are able to very easily set up a little message that will get to fetch, and then in not too long, actually everyone either tell me whether you're rolling or using your passive perception, and we'll see if you see fetch show up.
Well, who's going to attempt to roll? He's going to watch out.
I want to know what my role was
I-
last time, so I know if he could get past my passive perception or not. Possibly. I just don't
he
remember what I rolled.
Last time he did.
He did beat your
Yeah,
roll.
Last time he
did.
did.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a roll or a passive? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Either.
Oh.
I'm giving mainly because Ember's here and playing a character with a very high passive.
I'm just gonna use
Either
my passive.
take it
I'm
or
just gonna
roll.
use my passive.
Okay.
I'll roll.
Right.
I
She's
think.
she's paying attention enough to have her passive perception up. She's also just doing math.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I don't hear math. I hear meth, and I'm just like, Amara, we need to
Yes.
talk about your problem. Like,
Just God.
Oh,
That would
heard
be a
meth too.
thank you.
Oh, cool, fantastic. I'm glad we all heard
will-
that.
I will say that on a meet that you will see fetch.
Nice.
So Amara, only you see briefly kind of moving through shadows a very small but cloaked figure approaching the place. The hall.
He's just gonna hear in his head really subtly. Just I see you. Just like the most whisper of a telepathic whisper that I could do. Just I see you. And just see how he reacts.
Immediately like dives into another like covered position, and there's just like no movement for a bit.
I was just kidding. Just come to the healing hall.
And then eventually you see they stalk back out, and then walk into the healing hall.
Sorry, I just wanted to do that
Item.
so bad if I saw him.
To be fair, he looks actually a little frazzled compared to last time. Item has been retrieved.
Yeah, we got the item.
Right. Right.
So, a quick question about the geography of the Hall of Healing. Is there a ceiling?
I was about to ask the exact same question.
A ceiling?
Is there a ceiling?
Rob,
would
I
assume
think
so.
there's a ceiling.
It's your place. You tell
Yeah,
me.
I feel like
Yeah,
I'm,
I don't know.
I'm
Do you put a
imagining
ceiling
it's
in
like
the?
it's like a cave with like like a front building like built into the front of the cave, like it has like an entranceway or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Is
it's
there, like,
mostly
a
natural
doorway and
cavern,
stuff?
I
Yeah.
imagine.
Okay.
Is there like a door or like a little side hole to like huddle into, or
I'm
Like-
sure there
like
are
if-
plenty of
like-
I
places
mean,
to
Like if
hide.
I- like if I
Tomlin
say-
at least
or
has
something?
has to have a place to sleep, right?
Yeah, like I have-
like
I'm
if
sure I
I
have a
say
room,
Honghuzi closes the
kitchen.
door, is
Okay.
the bird locked in?
Oh
Uh,
yeah, imagine I have
There's-
like big doors in the front that like open and keep open most of the time.
Throck is gonna start
Mhm.
walking towards the kitchen and post up behind the door there.
Okay.
I'm sitting obviously where I could see outside, so I might even be sitting like in a chair outside the door.
I mean, again, the doors are open, so like you could basically just be leaned up against the doors or sitting.
I
yeah,
imagine,
basically,
yeah,
where you
I
can still
imagine
see the-
she's got a book
Yeah.
sitting in a chair out in front, just
Totally.
kind of chilling like she's sitting in a lawn chair.
Mhm.
That way, when he walks by, all he'll hear is extremely
Right.
whispered, "I see you."
Did we have a plan for how we were gonna get a hold of this bird?
I have no idea. I thought we were winging it.
I have an I got it.
Get a
Y'all
hold
didn't
of it.
discuss a
Like,
plan.
Honghuzi implicitly was like, we're just gonna mug it. We're just gonna mug him again.
I'll
Oh,
go
it's a mugging?
ahead and
Fantastic.
Start chanting.
Okay. Make a stealth check with advantage just to make sure that because you do have to cast a spell just to make sure the door is enough to block all the sound. Advantage because you're through like a door. Okay, 16. You get another one. Okay, 16. Yeah, you're good. You're good. So you begin casting. I think I know the spell you're casting, so we'll save that for just a moment. But yeah, Fetch has like walked up and like extended their hands towards you, Tomlin.
Oh.
Assuming
I
you
don't
have it.
think, since it's not a spell, I think I can do it pretty
Mhm.
subtly. I'd like to channel divinity, read thoughts, and read his thoughts.
I'll say so.
Maybe I have to pray, but I mean, it's not that out of ordinary.
I'll say like a silent kind of lend me your aid to your deity is enough. And you get.
He gets a wisdom save.
Oh, you're going deep.
Oh no, sorry, that was what you get.
Oh,
sorry.
okay. So, it worked. I'm assuming, or no?
No. Like what I'm saying is what you hear, the mind you read.
So I don't get any thoughts.
You get silence.
But I do need
There's
for
nothing.
mechanical reasons. I need to know if I succeeded or
Okay.
not. Does he want to make the save for mechanical reasons? Because I can cast suggestion on him, and he automatically fails if he fails.
So the effect is on him, but he's immune to the effect.
Oh, okay.
He's
okay,
immune.
Okay, so I'm like
Mhm.
getting like
Which
I'm
is
getting
what-
like
yeah.
the dial tone here.
Yeah. you get literally like you gaze into this person's mind, which you've done before, and just nothing. Like you get like
All right,
dead.
that makes me feel a
silence.
lot better about what I'm about to do.
I have a quick question before that happens.
Sure.
I have my detect magic on. As long as I know it's not blinding me, because we're not next to the walls, which is where you said the concentration of it was. Do I see any magical items on him that aren't being okay? Okay, now I gotta ask. Now I gotta ask a question.
So you see, there is a abjurative and a transmutive aura about this individual.
Nice. I would also.
Can I
perhaps see that.
perception check to see if he's wearing a ring of some kind?
There is no ring
Okay.
that you can physically see.
He has feather hands.
Yeah.
All of my.
I'm just. It's more that. It's more that she would have. She has specifically encountered a ring of mind shielding in her backstory,
and you do know it can be invisible.
Yes. So that is why she's specifically like, you can't read his thoughts. I can't read his thoughts.
Well,
she would be
You don't
looking.
know that he can't read his thoughts yet, but
yeah, but she'd be looking because she'd need to know anyway if she's going to be the one reading his thoughts.
Sure. So so to be clear, are you casting detect thoughts then?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
If I see the abjuration and I know that it can go invisible, I'm gonna wait so I don't waste the ability.
And you can telepathically speak to them if they will it. So, Tomlin.
which is why I just
what are
find
you
it really
about to
funny
do?
and caught him off guard.
So you said you were going to do something
I
else?
was going to. Well, maybe not directly, but I guess I'll motion to. You said you're next to the door.
Yeah.
I
Or
would
who?
say I would you. Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I would motion
I'm
to you.
right
and
next to the door.
I would give you some kind of signal. I mean, you can read minds. I'd be like giving you the look, like close
Okay.
that door. I'd be thinking it very loudly.
Close the door, Amara. Like, I imagine like while all this is going on, though, you just have like the other three just like nonchalantly having a conversation, but also like, are we about to jump this bird? Like, what?
Yeah. Very
I'll
much
say
so.
nothing personal, Fetch, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to borrow you.
As he says that, the doors are gonna slam and lock behind me.
Okay.
And Hong Huzi is like, okay, mugging clearly on, like rushing.
Okay. I'm going to assume a grapple to kind of keep him in place is going on from Hung
I'd
Huzi.
prefer to not. Oh yeah, Hong Huzi, go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So go
I'm an
ahead.
old man.
Make it
Can
make an
I-
athletics check.
Can I help him with that? Because I'm jumping him at
Sure.
the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So advantage, Hung Huzi.
Okay.
Anja hands Proserpina the bag of popcorn to share.
Okay. So this may or may not surprise
there's
you,
some
but they
butter.
have very good acrobatics
Mhm.
score. So even with a 19, you like
Ooh.
rush and Amara rush and just like quick as a dart. Fetch is like already at the door. I'm gonna basically let things keep going. Throck, for instance,
right.
I'll say your minute has gone by if you want to try something here.
Yes. Can he make a Wisdom DC 15 saving
DC
throw?
15. All right. Oof, that's a natural 7.
Oh, okay.
So what does Throck say?
Throck whoops out from the door and he says, "Obey me."
Okay. And you see Fetch kind of like,
Oh.
Jump.
kind of like looks a little confused and then jumps.
Hmm.
Can I attempt to insight check that to see if he was faking it, if he hesitated or something similar?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Thank you.
Been thought about doing that. It's great.
Proserpina, I think Throck is a dom.
22, sir.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
No, definitely seemed like he didn't want to just jump for no reason. No, seemed a bit. I mean, how Geish works is it's not necessarily a compulsion; it's more of a coercion. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I was like, "Yo, is the spell working?" Was basically
Yeah.
what I was asking, but in character. Anyway,
I give you a thumbs up, Throck.
Hmm.
I was gonna cast command, but that is way more effective.
that's a lot
I
more
was-
spicy.
I was legit just about to cast Phantasmal Force on him and just
Although-
hope for the prey.
I would be very interested to hear how you use command because it has to be a one-word command. So I'd love to hear the interrogation via command.
Oh, it was just gonna slow him down. It wasn't gonna stop him.
Totally. Oh, gotcha. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Although we did come up. This is gonna sound terrible, but we did come up with the command the other night that we figured that out that you can use command to make somebody poop their pants.
No, I'm gonna
And,
put an X on that.
You can't.
Sorry.
You can't do
It's okay.
That just to me is
Yeah.
hilarious.
moving on.
that. And then use the
So,
punishment.
Yeah.
Arak, what are you doing?
Hmm. Well, shall we go then?
Should we make sure that he's not going to? You know your spell. Is he gonna book it if you let him book it?
Hmm. Not if I don't. If I tell him not to, he won't. Or, I guess he could try, but it's not good for him.
I have a
Throck,
backup plan.
can you
just
tell-
As this is being said, he's not just standing around.
Oh.
Mhm.
Stay.
Is he like
Maybe
trying to go
makes
for
a
the
move.
I
He's
could-
gonna, the Rocky's gonna look over at him and stay where you are.
So what I'm gonna say, Yeah, he's not really able to like stealth and stuff. So yeah, you see he's like definitely like I'm just gonna show myself out while they discuss this.
Yeah, if he makes any move.
But you say
like,
that, yeah.
And Honghuzi's
Like
gonna
very reluctantly stops.
go around and Throt, could you get him to not stab me? And like, I'm gonna try and just because I assume he's like picking this lock. I'm just gonna try to take that from him.
No, I mean like he was just going towards the door at first. Like he
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
at the door.
I was
Okay,
about to
yeah,
say,
I'm sorry.
Throt, can you just tell him to relinquish all his tools, weapons, and magic items to you? And then that way we don't have to deal with him being dumb somehow.
Yes. Give me all of your items and accept your clothing. You may keep that.
I'm gonna look at the gauge spell real quick because this is really not something he wants to do even slightly. Can you read it out for me here?
Yes. Yes, I can. So, while the creature is being charmed by you, it takes 5d10 psychic damage each time an acts in the matter directly counter to your instructions, but no more than once a day.
Yeah, Fetch will say, are you sure?
Your weapons and any kind of magical items.
Dagger. Vial of poison. Dagger with vial of poison, like attached. Like so many like hidden little stabbing implements.
Can I keep the vials of poison? Just be on the safe side.
Yes. Here you
Professional
go.
reasons.
And then I do need you all to make a perception check.
Not advantage.
Ooh, wow. Y'all are very good at perceiving.
Some more than others.
Me and Noe are just like, nah.
Like I have like one. I
That is
really like one of his daggers, and I just like picked it up and started mining.
And I'm like
Nice.
admiring you. It's like, ooh, you feel really that fits you quite well.
So,
That is
Tomlin
a
and
29, by the way, because that
do
is.
you have advantage on perception?
If I'm searching for something, for a clue or something on them, or is it not one of those?
That's not what that
Oh,
is.
well then
But
that's only a 14.
the party has succeeded though, because this was a sleight of hand. So, to follow the letter of the law, as well, they will take off. They then also first of all they take off like a little belt buckle that is apparently a magical item, and as they lean down, you do notice Anja and Tomlin, or no, Proserpina and Tomlin, they just move like a feathered hand, like brushing across one of their like toe claws, and just like I'm just taking this and setting this down. But you can see the feathers moving away, that they're like pushing some kind of like probably ring off of their little bird's foot, but doing it in a way that hopefully nobody notices.
I knock an arrow. Kick that little ring over here, please. Just be nice.
Yeah. They will kind of like they will flick it. Make another perception check to see if you can tell where it goes though, because it's invisible still. Because they flick it in a way that it goes towards you, but okay, yeah, you're good. You are like on point today.
Not to
Josephina.
mention, doesn't she have an invisible friend that's probably like in the same like invisible dimension?
I mean, that's
that would
invisible things can't see other invisible things.
That would strongly imply that imp intends to help.
Yeah.
I would also like to say I am detecting magic, so I would probably see the little flash of.
Yeah. So even though they try to make it so that you can't find the ring, yeah, you know where the ring is.
I'd probably let everyone know that I don't think that this creature is in control of its own faculties. I think it's being. It has nothing going on in its head. I think that Amara, is that your name?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I have a
Good.
memory of a goldfish. Amara,
Chill out.
unlike Tomlin, who's a knowledge cleric,
Hey, you know,
he's
this is
got
what
a
role playing
steel
lets us
trap.
do.
Yeah, so forgive me. He would remember. Amara, I think that you would agree if you look into this creature's mind, it is a blank sheet.
I don't think we'll have that problem anymore now that that ring's off.
Oh, really? Well, maybe. Perhaps
I've
that's what was doing it, but
I've come across similar apparatus before.
I will.
Want to try again, or I can try. Your choice.
Let me see. Has it been a minute since I did it to him?
Probably not. This all happened pretty quick.
Is there
Is
any
he
charcoal
still
around?
Sure.
blank?
Any-
So yeah, remind me how it works. Is it like a constant, like minute long? You just hear their thoughts, or?
It's just his surface emotions.
Oh,
Surface
fuck,
thoughts.
fuck. This is how I die. This is how I die. Fuck. This is so bad. I'm gonna die. This is how I die now. Oh my god. I'm gonna this. Oh
So
god, no.
before
Like
he
as soon as,
wasn't.
so as soon as they like you didn't see, but as soon as they like set their stuff down, you started just hearing that constantly
Okay.
through the connection. This is how I die.
Interesting.
This is it. This is it. Good.
Well,
This is
before I
how
was getting
done.
nothing. Now they seem really scared. So you might be onto something, Mara. They.
I think we can go forward with the plan here.
We don't want to kill you, Vetch.
Looks
So-
like very skeptically at you, at the person holding a bow, person who's like cast Gaish on them.
All right.
You sure?
I don't want to kill you. I can't speak for everyone here, but
I don't want to kill him. I think he's
looks
cute.
at you, Throck. Can leave?
Didn't say that.
No.
no, you're gonna be spending some more time with us.
Here, and he hands him a piece of charcoal. Write down your story.
What?
He could just tell it to us.
What? What? That's
Tell
really
us about yourself. Truthfully.
Fetch.
Can I cast? I'm sorry. Can I
yeah,
cast
go ahead.
Identify on him? I want to see if he's under the
On him?
effects of any spells other than the ones that we're using.
He's under the effects of a Gaish?
Well, other than that.
Yeah. No.
No? Okay. So he's
Nope. He's current. I guess technically so the ring only works while you're wearing it, but technically he's under the effect of a spider climb spell because he's still attuned to his other magical item.
interesting.
But other than that,
Okay.
All right.
So that leads to me to believe that he does what he does willingly.
Why do you work for the council?
Who is the council?
Oh, and who is the council?
Why is the council?
you think I
Sorry.
don't know. I've never he thinks I don't know. I've never met him. They just talked me through that weird little hatch.
A hatch.
Like to
I'm just gonna. How about
Yeah.
for gameplay reasons? How about we just say when I speak, Tomlin is
sorry.
hearing that in their head,
Yeah.
and then Tomlin
Translating.
says it out loud as a
Okay.
shorthand.
I would like to
Okay.
point it. I would like to say I'm going to cast detect thoughts on this dude as well, and I'm going to
Yeah.
dig deep, and I would like Brock to tell
Okay.
him to allow me to do so. That way, we don't have to worry about a safe.
Ah.
Yes. Let her probe your mind.
Get probed!
Get probed, bitch.
Just like
Uh,
Tomlin and Amaro, you
Sorry.
hear like, ooh, that sounds so wrong.
Oh, it's
Uh,
great.
Somebody
Yeah,
clip that.
so,
This is a hall of healing! None of that!
The
yeah,
Hall of Healing. He's gonna need
The hall
some.
of healing!
That's
You
a type
learn-
of healing.
I will say, like you find you like. What are you searching
Okay,
for? I
so
guess? What are you
a few
for?
things because this spell lasts for a good minute.
First
So
things
first things first.
Mhm.
I want to know.
Mhm.
I want to follow the path that he used to get to us from the hatch. The last time he was at the hatch to us, if that makes sense. if I can like
Okay.
specifically like pull that memory
see
out
them-
and like look at it.
You see them walking directly down from like walking down those like stone pillars and then just kind of stealthing around using spider climb to stay unseen.
That basically, I
nothing
just wanted
magical.
a path we can follow, even if it's just with our eyes.
Sure. If you can
Yeah, that's
spider
what
climb or fly,
That's
it's
what
super
I'm
easy.
saying. I'm like, it's not going to be the easiest thing in
Yep.
the world, but at least we know a direction. I also want to know if I can figure out if he's doing this willingly, like, or is he being coerced into it?
Here's what I will say, because the spell only lasts a minute. I will just give you a like snapshot memory that will answer, I feel like, a lot of questions.
Fantastic.
So you see a flashback, a memory, because this would be looming large in their mind, and that's technically how the spell's supposed to work as well. Although things are more fun when we fudge it a little bit. So you see Fetch rushing away from an Underdark creature. You can see like kind of run ragged and rushes their way into this chamber, this cavern. You can see that there's a lot less people here right now, but you can see there's the beginnings of this enclave, and what there isn't right now, there's this massive like kind of board out with like a lot of writings and missives, and as Fetch kind of weaves their way into the town and starts looking around, they just hear in their mind, do you want to become useful? We create what protects this place. I'm sure you've noticed there's a lot of danger out there. We protect all these people here. You were perfect to be our messenger. We can see you. Do you accept? And Fetch kind of like looks around at this like place he just found, looks back towards the like, rest of the Underdark, and will just kind of like nod. And then the voice will say, there's going to be an abandoned home 2 streets down. Tomorrow night, there should be some items there for you so that you can find us. Well, you can be more easily spoken to by us. And then so you can protect your mind just in case. And the memory ends.
I relay all that information to everybody, and because I'm not speaking out loud, the Kenku does not. I do not want him to know that I found this. So, and everybody, you get a message like, don't say anything about that as well. Okay, and then call that the end of the spell, I'm guessing.
I'll say you can keep reading like surface thoughts,
Yeah.
but like that's your delve.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. I just want to know if there's surface thoughts from now on.
Yep.
Do we have what we need?
I think
Yeah.
that he's
I have
very
everything
much
I need.
upon- I feel like, his involvement is very much immediate. Like he's just getting I feel like he's just getting the satisfaction of feeling useful more than anything. I don't know. What do you guys think his motivations are?
Do you can your spell get him to wait for a few hours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's go do what we need to do. Let him sit. And
You hear that he thinks like, I can't stay here a few hours. I need to do the exchange.
Tomlin, I'm looking at you because we
Both,
heard the
both of
same
you,
thing.
Amara and Tomlin, you
Yeah.
both hear that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was still hearing
Yeah.
his thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of look
I
at
look
you,
at you,
Tomlin.
I'm like, well, I think I look at you and I am going to let me check and see how good at this I am before I say anything out loud. Actually. Ooh, yeah, I'm really bad at that. I'm gonna like go over and whisper to you and be like, maybe we let him go, Amara. Like, come down here.
You can just project your thoughts to the surface because detect thoughts isn't on a specific character. It's only if I delve deep into a specific
Oh.
character.
Okay,
But
cool.
yeah, you
mine,
can just
mine
project your
is
thoughts.
for just him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because mine's not the spell. But yeah. So yeah, I will. I'll be like, hey, maybe we should just let him go. Let's act like we got everything we need from him, and we'll just track him. I feel like one of you guys has got to be able to track birds, right?
I mean,
look at the drow and the elves. I'm like, I don't want to assume things, but you look like you might know your way around the Underdark.
I think my biggest thing is I'm not giving him his items back. If he has those, we can't guarantee that he is not going to get away. Even with Throck's fun little enchantment.
Let me try something. I think.
Ooh.
How long suggestion will last? Could
Up to 8 hours, so it depends on the suggestion.
Yeah, I could say,
You
take
could
your items.
Stay here, or yeah.
Yeah, so I can try and suggest him to go along with this plan. It might not work. I can try it multiple times.
Did you say that out loud?
I'm projecting it to Amara.
Okay.
So far, just mental.
It's a good idea. Yeah. By the way, there's probably just a mental conversation going on.
Yeah, they're just making like eye contact.
Yeah, like I'm just like visibly confused. Like, are we good?
Hold on, I'm talking.
While they're doing that, I walk over to Honkusi and go, we should put him on a leash like my parents did when we would go places when I was a kid.
That would be
that has a different context. I don't want him to think that like we're not going to kill him because we're going to be doing that. This is not how this is.
So
I'll tell you about it later, babe. Don't worry. That's fine.
I have a question for this is to Throck in his he hears this, obviously. First of all, if you just think what you're going to answer with, you can answer me. Second of all, is he still susceptible to my magic, or do you have to recommand him to be susceptible to my magic?
I don't know how your magic works.
Basically, does he think he still has to? Does he think he still has to go along with whatever spells I cast on him?
Until I tell him not to do something, he will do it.
Okay. I look down at the little Kenku, and all he's gonna see, because if I understand this correctly, I can make whatever the fuck I want him to see.
Has to for which
phantasmal force. It can
in a 10-foot square.
Yeah, within a 10-foot square, but anything within the 10-foot square, I can completely he sees what I want him to see.
Sure.
Okay. Then what he's gonna see is he's going to see the room disappear, and it's just gonna be void for a second, and all he's gonna see is Amara, but not Amara. She's going to be distorted and like tentacles coming in places tentacles probably shouldn't be, and all he's gonna hear in his head is, "You're gonna work with us, or I'm gonna make this spell that you're under look like heaven on earth. And that is, I promise.
Okay.
And then all that he saw is just going to go away again.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden.
Make an intimidation check with advantage, I'll say.
I'm more wanting to do this because I don't trust Gaius as a character, not just as a player. I know it works, but character, not so much. Where the fuck is my intimidation with advantage? Ooh, only a +1. This ought to be interesting. Yeah,
You are not
intimidation is
his
exactly
primary
right.
concern.
Yeah, well, intimidation is not exactly her strong suit either.
No.
I was hoping. Yeah.
You don't. I don't think you get quite the physical reaction you were hoping for. Mo just is still just staring at Throck.
Okay. Because I'm
hoping.
If we let him
and
go,
Throck sits down. It's just staring at him. That's what he's been doing.
Okay.
What is the holdup?
if we let him go, I can use Arcane Eye to follow him. I'll project that thought to you tomorrow.
That is not a terrible idea, and we know he can't see magic. Actually, wait, does he have a spellbook or anything on him?
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
Daggers.
I think that's probably the move.
Daggers. Yeah, Arcane Eye him. They just make it seem like we're letting him go. And again, Throck, this is now projecting to everybody in the room except for the Kenku. I think we just let him go. Let Tomlin follow him with his arcane sensor or arcane eye, whatever the fuck it's called. It is technically an arcane sensor, but it's also the arcane eye, whatever. Yeah, she's that kind of person. She explains, just like me.
Me too.
Yeah, whatever, nerd. I can read a spell too. Anyway, shut up.
Actually,
exactly the vibe you're getting from her.
All right. So yeah, let's I'll say, all right. Look, Fetch. Sorry about the confusion here. Seems like we were under the impression you were a lot more high up on the food chain, if you know what I mean. So you're still gonna be under the spells and whatnot, but you can take your stuff and get the fuck out of here.
Looks at Throck for confirmation.
Yes.
Just scrabbles up all their belongings and just tries and just runs away.
Before, as
I'm
he's
not letting
doing
him
that,
get the
I
ring,
am
by the way.
one action. I'm summoning this invisible magical eye, and it says there's no limit to how far away from me it can move. It can move. It can't move through solid barriers, but it can pass through an opening as small as 1 inch in diameter.
Great. Well, actually, Amara, Proserpina has the ring, if I remember rightly. So
yeah, as long as he's not getting the ring.
Will has grabbed the belt and all the daggers and and coins and other
while
sticks
he's
and stuff.
doing that, Throck is just gonna say, "Don't tell anyone about us." Well, don't tell anyone about what we're doing and against the council, to the council, or anyone.
And then
also leave your magical items except for the one you have to bring back or the package.
You can keep the boots. The ring is staying here.
It's not.
We don't
boots,
have
it's
the
a
orb.
belt.
We gave it to the drow.
Or a belt.
Yeah. You also don't have the orb. That was a lie.
Yeah, we absolutely don't have it.
Which is why he backtracked and said the package.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
have the box, not the orb.
You will hear, I need my belt,
His belt.
or I can't do anything.
Oh.
He can have
And
the
then
belt. I think it's what we said, right?
Climb.
Yeah, he gets his belt of spider climb back. He's just not getting the ring, and I'm absolutely not budging. And I will fight anybody because he's not getting away from this without this ring on. No.
I don't think anyone is gonna fight you about it. I think we're okay with that.
Yeah.
I know you're very determined, as if someone is
Fetch.
gonna disagree, but I don't think we are.
No, this is all in character, I'm saying, by the way.
And Fetch is gonna come up to you, Tomlin, and just really out loud, Tomlin, I am under duress.
I see.
Help. Like, just as a Hail Mary, like, please. Like,
Uh,
please.
Oh, wow.
don't worry. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, and I will cast Death Ward on this little turd.
Duress. Under duress.
It's okay. I'll pat him on the head and I'll say, you go and you take this, and I'm gonna pick up
The package.
the
like,
package.
box?
Do we have a
Yeah.
fake?
You've like a box, yeah.
We have
Okay,
a- yeah,
awesome.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have
thank
a
God.
box.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah,
put a
it's just
very
like a
s-
rock in it. Yeah.
There's
Just
a
so
very
it has
similar
some
looking
heavy,
rock.
yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
open it.
It's a bag of sand.
Give this to your.
Indiana Jones style.
It's a bag of sand that we've somehow made project some magical aura. No, I guess does a anti-magic item project a magical aura?
Yes.
That's
It's a
weird.
spell. It's a
It's
spell
a
you can cast,
magical
so-
effect.
I know, but it's weird how that works.
It is
very
weird.
paradoxical in,
Mhm.
in a way.
Sure is. They're weird
Um,
items.
So
Very rare.
in that case,
I am going to open the box, and it is going to look like the item is in there because minor illusion's a thing.
Sure.
So I open the box, be like, "Ha, there it is." Okay, close the box and hand it back to him.
very well. Seems good. Yeah, I think there's a spell that can make something appear something else, but I don't have it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. They're minor.
It's like a
illusions,
it's like a
easy
6th level
itself.
spell.
Yeah, and they will rush off. So you're gonna basically follow them with Arcane Eye, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my Arcane Eye. It's not.
Mhm,
I don't know
mhm.
how fast he is. It might have to be like.
Pretty fast. 90 feet around fast. Because rogues.
Well,
Yeesh move.
he's not in combat though. I don't know how you want to.
I mean, I'll say you can follow him. It's fine.
I definitely think that it would be like a struggle to keep up with
Mhm.
him.
Oh, for sure,
I
it
don't know
is.
If there's like a skill check involved or something, but
No,
some
like because also
savages.
you can basically you can fly, so you can just basically keep the angle on him. Like you don't have to
Gotcha.
like be next to him. You can just stay in sight.
makes sense.
If you had to like be next the sensor next to him, then maybe. But
It's like a drone chasing a car through traffic or something.
Yep.
Like once he's gone, he's gonna. Okay, do we like notify the edge so that they know where to
K-Jack
go?
is nearby.
Notify him and be like, "Yo, take this stuff to them. Tell them what's going on."
Can you give him like can you give him like direction? So they know where to go. There's a
Oh, I can just give them directions to the council's hatch.
yeah. Okay. That.
We're following him, so let's see what happens with the exchange.
We're
So-
following?
Exchange. Well, the eyeball
magically,
is following
yeah.
him.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so
I'll be
yeah,
like explaining what I'm seeing.
yeah. So you see Fetch dash away in mostly panic, goes up to the hatch again, where you see there is a basically like a small attached through some means. It looks like there's like a little basically like little like basket or like little platform ledge where there is a small bundle. Looks like maybe some like items stuffed in there. You actually, I'll say, recognize a couple of them as things that have been like brought in over the past couple days. Grabs that, sets the box onto that little platform, and then descends down. You see them go and leave the city. You see they move down a tunnel, and you see they kind of just stand in a small little alcove and wait. And after a little bit of time, I don't know how long the spell lasts.
That's a great question. Up to 1 hour.
Okay, then after about like another 30 minutes, because he didn't have too much time, you see walking into view a larger 6 foot tall individual, Yeah, you've probably only briefly seen someone like this. You see a Gith Yankee walk forward. And the arcane I can't hear, right? It's just sight.
I
Mentally
would like to say something.
visual information.
Okay.
I would
He
like
does
to.
have dark vision.
The moment he says there's a Gith Yankee, I am asking him if I can look into his thoughts for a sec so I can see the location, if that counts. If that counts as seeing the
You have
location.
my permission, but I don't know.
Sure, I'll allow it.
I'm more asking. I'm more asking.
Yeah,
Rob, if that counts as seeing.
I'll allow it for now because you can read lips. I'll allow it.
Well, no, I was just gonna clairvoyance.
Oh,
If
okay.
it's within a mile, and
There
so
you
I can
go.
hear it.
Sure, that works. Yeah. Yeah. So you see the this Gith Yankee.
I'm very sorry, Rob. Honguzi's gonna ask, like, repeat exactly what he says if you can.
I'm gonna be repeating it syllable by syllable.
Yeah, but it's in common. They're just gonna say, like, you see that package that gets handed over to Gith Yankee, kind of like puts it in a bag. It says, "Your city shall stand for another day. Tell whoever it is you work for that our agreement has continued. Go along now." And then Fetch will go about other business. You see they start going toward to other like adventuring groups.
Can I
and
follow this other creature for the remainder of my spell?
yes, you see they just no, because they would teleport away actually, because where they're going, they're not
I would see them
they're not a
teleport.
walker. Yeah, they're very clearly a magic user. If the rest of the party would see, they recognize this as a gish. If you describe them, they can say that's a gish, which is a very powerful arcane Githyanki spellcaster.
Did I get a gender?
Um,
Have like a distinct like masculine.
yeah. So I
feminine
will say
voice?
it looks like
Or
a
wait, I didn't hear it.
Githyanki. No, but I'll say yeah, it looked like a Githyanki man.
Okay, just that might help us identify him.
I'm about to say, as soon as I hear the conversation stop, I'm also going to use my action to change clairvoyance from hearing to sight, so I also get a picture of him.
And then you just see them teleport away. But yeah, what are y'all doing?
That's
now?
interesting. So it seems like maybe they have some kind of agreement with the Githyanki,
So here's a question
the council.
I'll explain why the city's still here.
for party. Yeah. So you guys told me you've been down here before, and you seem to know when and how they would raise these cities and such, right?
There's if you've seen me look up sometimes when we're going into tunnels, they date them.
Oh,
This one was dated for, like, I think correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, I think I was dated for like a few weeks back.
Yeah, it definitely would have been, brutalized by now.
So guaranteed then they're working with the Gith to not destroy their thing, which was a hunch, because honestly, it's pretty hard to conceal an entire cavern like this, no matter how powerful your magic is.
Well,
I figured there was something going
if your
on.
cavern is concealed when you can't stop a wall of arcane fire.
Yeah, exactly, as well.
Because I don't. You might not know, Tomlin, but that's what they do.
What, they light it on fire?
Yep, and then they advance it forward. Everything in the tunnel.
And not a single living thing, from what I've heard.
Well, what's our next course of action? I guess we need to go let the edge know.
Towards
have we talked to K-Check yet?
No.
I haven't been
I'm
said you
gonna-
have, so
I'm gonna go grab K-Jack because I think this is real important. He's gonna need to know this, and he's gonna need to know a little bit of detail so he gets how. This is very serious. We might have a very real problem on our hands. Because they don't have the orb. They don't. And yeah, Hunger's gonna like go grab K-Jack and like, yeah, please, please come in. There's a we've done the handoff. We know where the council is, and there's something else very important. And then he's gonna guide him in.
No. What? Oh, that's. I'm not 100% sure what to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, take this for what it is. But I think once you get the governance thing sorted, I think you're gonna want to make sure that or gets to the bird anyway, because if once they realize they don't have it, they might come in the city.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It sounds like even if we change the council to whatever, we're still going to need to keep this going.
Probably. Yeah. I'm not gonna. We can't fight the Gith. That's not a thing we can do.
I mean, this is yeah. No. Definitely
I think
not.
we need to go have a chat with the council. Figure out exactly what's going on.
Well, they still need to. We still need to give K-Jack time to get his people, because this is kind of theirs.
Yeah, I will say what's throwing me off is it sounds to me like the Gith don't even know who the council are. That it's just Fetch.
Fetch doesn't even know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as the go-between, though. I
yeah.
mean.
If from what I think, from what I gather, that's about right too. That or at least it might be that they just use Fetch as a go-between, and they don't need to be that manual. They don't need to be
They're powerful psionic of some kind as well. I mean, they had to have.
And well, either Fetch is playing both sides to keep the city going, or the council's playing both sides to keep the city going. Don't know.
Either way, somebody's playing both sides to keep the city going. And that means you guys are going to have to play both sides to keep the city going somehow. The question is, are you going to do it, or are you just going to let the council continue if what they are doing is technically in your best interest? Because that's food for thought.
Certainly does put a wrinkle in it, doesn't it? But I guess I understand maybe why the council's getting so many magic items and artifacts, but there's got to be a better way, right? A better way to figure this out.
I mean, if you could figure out whatever it was that the Gith were looking for, maybe you could get them off your back that way. But I don't know if we're really in a position to negotiate with them.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna go let my people know what's going on here. Are you all able to get up to the council by yourselves? Because if not, we have some people we can make some of you fly, and the rest of you will have to just get carried.
I can do myself. I can't do anybody else. So unless you guys have ways of getting up there yourselves, you're probably gonna have to go through these people.
Yeah.
I can carry someone.
Hey.
I'm just gonna spider climb.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like
I'll have someone come over and just cast a quick fly spell on some people.
thanks.
Appreciate it.
And yeah, so real quick, Varanus comes around and will cast a fly spell on who requests it. 3 people. I'll
On who
say
you always hand you.
Hunguzi, Anja, and then Parsipina, and then
I
Tomlin.
don't have any
It's like,
other way.
sorry, you just have to get carried by one of the
Okay.
flying people or something. I have to say some spells. Kind of my
Like Honghu's just
limit
kind of like,
there.
yeah, all right, man. How do you want to do this? Because I assume you don't want this to get weird.
I mean, you could just
Just,
carry him Brida style, right? That's not weird at all. Just
That is that.
I'm gonna hop into your arms.
I'm
I'm very small.
There we go. You now have a dwarf like laying across your arms.
Little old man. Don't make this weird.
Yeah. Great. So, and then Throck, I'm guessing you're gonna get up by
Giant eagle.
how again?
Or, yeah.
There we
yeah,
go.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
do
I
that.
thought. Yep. Just a completely alien sight to most of the people who live or are down here, including you, Tomlin. This is not a creature that exists in the Underdark, so
What
this is
the
like
fuck
some
is that? A
weird-
dragon?
It doesn't even have any like chitin on it, or like such a weird.
I
Is that
if
feathers
I
or something?
was prepared, I could maybe summon a Pegasus. That'd be a lot more graceful. So you guys just pretend I'm riding a Pegasus instead of being carried like a baby.
oh, Hunguzi, you're like a Pegasus.
You're
He
my
really is like
Pegasus,
a
huh?
Pegasus. He's very graceful.
So yes, you all fly up and you see this little small circle in the cavern there. You see there is that little like shelf, but the item is no longer there.
Is there any magic? Right.
With detect magic, no. It just looks to be like basically a trap door.
Is it locked?
I mean, there's no like
Oh.
handle.
Oh, so only from
You know, this is kind of like
yeah.
think of it as like a bunker, right? Like without a latch
Yeah.
on the top, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a one way.
Hmm.
It's you could try and figure something out, but I
Is
don't
it
know what
work
else you want to do.
stone like the floor?
Yeah, it's carved into the stone of the chamber.
So mold earth wouldn't work on it. It's dirt or stone.
No, it's
Okay.
stone. Like it's the like you are all in the Underdark. Like the walls of the world are stone.
Okay.
So you could mold
Mold
earth.
earth
Yeah.
it.
Do we want to do the silence knock through the bat trick again?
That also would work.
Well,
That's
okay,
literally
so-
what I was about to
Yeah.
suggest.
First,
I
so
have
you wanna-
silence prepared.
Like, do we
Nice.
want to actually like storm in, or do we want to like knock, or do we want to talk?
We still have
I
to
think we
open
talk
the
after
door.
we get control of the situation.
Yeah, talking after controlling seems good to me.
Yeah, because I don't think these people are gonna talk willingly. They've
Okay.
gone through a lot of measures to avoid talking.
Great.
Uh,
Yeah. So silence knock then.
Silence knock.
Is
Yeah.
that what
Yeah.
the plan is?
Silence knock
Great.
through
So
through Daisy.
somebody mark off a spell slot for silence and then knock off
Anja,
spell
would
slot
you
for
mind?
knock, and you see the hatch like slowly spiral upwards, and you all are able to through your different means go up into it. So you can see you are all now in a small chamber carved into the middle of the stone ceiling. So there you see the like little hatches corkscrewed up. It is now like hanging from the middle of the ceiling. There is a fair amount of basically it just honestly isn't a whole lot of stuff. There's just like it looks like a bunch of adventuring gear, but not magical, like mundane adventurers stuff, like like clothing and armor and weapons, just kind of loose and discarded all over here. You can see as well. There's a large main set of double doors. They're carved into the stone, but Amara, you can see there is an abjuration effect over it, and yeah, that's where you're at.
Can I focus in
Further-
on that
So
abjuration effect and see if I can recognize the magical effect?
I mean, you
or-
just see abjuration magic. That's how
I was
detect
just
magic
wondering if,
works.
like, because I use a lot of abjuration magic, if I recognized it.
Well, you just see that it is
Oh, okay.
present. Unfortunately, is kind of how it works. It's a binary like glow.
As we're kind of doing all this, I want to start casting a spell. It takes a minute.
As you start casting a spell in it, everyone, Tomlin will be the one who casts silence. Then I think, as you start casting a spell, you all will mentally hear, "Who are you all? Why are you all here?"
Hey, that's my trick.
Ooh.
That's the only answer they get from me is, "Hey, that's my trick."
We're here to talk.
If you're who we think you are, we and the people that are probably following after us have a very urgent need to speak with you directly.
Would your Duragar friend stop casting a spell?
Sure. I'll stop.
We are here. What are you saying?
All right. Yeah, the residents of the city are very dissatisfied with the current order, and they'd like a lot more say in the way things are going.
We
They
do know
are.
about your deal, though, with the Gith.
I wasn't going to like that.
I think that we should tell them about. We may have fucked up the deal with the Gith.
I wasn't going to tell them that. I was just going to let us figure that out unless we were planning on telling them that.
Out of character. I don't know.
If the citizens are dissatisfied, they can certainly try and find shelter somewhere else.
We understand that's how the racket works, but you know, that's kind of got to change.
And how would you suggest it change?
Well, I think that they'll probably be a lot more amenable if they know who you are and also are actually allowed in a direct say in the administration. I'm sure you're smart people, and they are the Seldarin's edge. If you want it, I'm sure you could find some way to keep them cooperative anyway.
If they would like to be the ones to hand over magical items to the Githyangi for the continuation of this city, but this is first and foremost ours first.
Okay. Two questions
Yeah.
for you. First off, you're psionic of some kind, yes?
Yes.
You're not a typical magic caster. Why aren't you showing your face?
We like anonymity.
Now, come on. No one outside of this chamber is going to know. I want to know what you look like so we know who we're dealing with.
learn to live with disappointment.
Rock
Anja
looks over
seems
at the
like this is
masked
all very
woman.
familiar somehow. Like she's had this conversation before in
Did
Linton
her?
with someone or something. I'm not like.
I'm just
Can
saying,
she,
Amara has read her textbooks. This
yeah,
is seeming
can
pretty
she,
textbook.
can Anja just insight what, like, she's just been
I
sitting
mean,
and
listen,
listening.
if you listen, you're on you playing Anja, you know how smart Anja is. Like,
Yeah,
you come to whatever conclusions you want Anja to come to.
I'm gonna roll an insight and see what
Great.
that means for her.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. Like, so all, like, this conversation is happening, and I'm assuming it's like all heard in all of our heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's
Yeah.
just this moment where she's gonna look over at Hung Huzi because he is the only one that was present for any of that.
She
And
can see that he's like a little bit on edge, but is clearly trying not to think too hard about it.
yeah, she's gonna do this at you.
And he's
Cause she's just gonna use like hand signals. She's not gonna say or think anything.
I would like to point out I did put on that ring if Proserpina ever gave it to me, like I asked. I don't know if she did or not, though.
You're not attuned to it though, because
Okay.
an
he
attunement
gave it
takes-
up, but he didn't have to
Yeah,
unattune to it.
Proserpina had it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, an attunement takes time.
yeah, and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna look at Obi for like confirmation on this.
Just like
He's gonna like the visible visible I don't like that you're making me acknowledge this, but yeah.
And then she's just gonna make that noise that Anja makes when she's having emotions, which is
Well, Mr. Shadow Government Man person, you got to understand that people, you might like your anonymity, but the people want to say so in how this things go down, even if it is a deal with the very people they think they're hiding from. You know, they deserve a little more transparency than you're giving them, and I think that's why we're here.
were you to make things more transparent, don't you think the Gith would simply end the charade?
What's keeping them from doing so now?
My understanding is that our agent, when discussing and creating this arrangement, our first agent, I should say, came to an understanding that a populace feeling free might be more motivated, less inclined to revolt.
Interesting.
Excuse me, Mr. Shadow Government. Excuse me. So I have a question.
There's no like face to like just like.
So I guess my question is how do I ask this? If you're the reason this place is pillaged, how did you come to an agreement?
I don't understand the question, I'm afraid.
Okay. So the whole
Consider-
reason.
Assume we have deduced a certain secret and re-examine your premises.
You're not the first one we've met. And he's our friend. Kind of.
I didn't know this information.
I don't know what
Like
we're talking about anymore.
she deduced it decently well, but she still doesn't know this fucking information that you guys knew, friend.
This arrangement does not involve us directly, obviously.
Okay.
However, were you to break this charade and our existence were known, this whole city is nothing again.
Right. Because they're gonna come and just be like, yeah, you have not keeping
You
up
know as well as we
your
do
deal, yeah.
that they will not aid and abet those
So this is your
who in their
contingency
eyes.
plan to stay alive.
I think calling it a contingency is making it seem like they have other options.
Right, sorry. Val is stupid and doesn't understand the word contingency. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're good.
So I lost my train of thought here.
They don't really have a lot of options. They're using this arrangement to kind of hide and stay alive.
I guess my other question is you're protecting everyone here. How long can you guarantee that everyone here is safe from you?
Hasn't been a problem.
Oh, so you're just okay. Will it be
In
a
the
problem?
in the short term, everybody is definitely safe because they can't afford to take away useful hands.
Okay.
That's fact.
I,
They
I
can't
I'm
do that.
just trying to
That and if the charade
I'm
were to
just
come
trying
out
to
at
gauge.
all.
Yeah, I'm just trying to gauge your situation to, like, I'm only prying in an empathetic manner, so that I can understand you better, so that we can come to a more agreeable conclusion on this situation that we have run into and gotten. Okay, so we stopped here.
Let's
Cause why?
maybe we can be real naked about things. Do
I
you
would like to keep
are,
it close.
can you just do you take it for do you accept that all of these people under your protection have inherent value beyond whatever use they provide you?
That seems inconsequential.
Can you will you say yes and mean it?
Kind of, there's a pause.
Not just out of food, either.
I think we should.
It is
I think we should
the
go
belief
with that.
that individual beings like yourselves were useless and feeble that led to our current predicament.
Put it better myself.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna not touch that. And I think we're just gonna have to.
Are you unaware? Has the histories been that long?
You,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm not.
The whole reason they kind of got pushed back was because they underestimated the Gith because they thought they were below them, and it turns out with enough force anybody can take it down. It can be taken down. My flares learned that the hard way, and yeah, I
Oh,
do
you
say
just
that
said that
out
out
loud.
loud.
To
Okay.
Who's
That
what's
is not what we are.
Use your fancy name, whatever.
We are illithid.
do I know what
We
that
will
is?
yeah.
Sure.
You know what a mind flayer is. They're like you live
Oh
in
wait, yeah,
Underdark.
I'm a
That's the-
Dwergar.
that's
They
the
they kind
big
of ruined my
food.
whole life. Or like the whole the whole
Hmm.
reason Dwergar exists or something like that.
Hmm.
Oh, that's fucked. Yeah, I guess I'd probably be upset about that.
Okay, Tomlin,
Are you upset about this?
Tomlin, before you freak out, I would like to point out that if you let this get out, your city's got all of your city's definitely gone.
Why don't we just replace him with the edge? What's to stop us now? How many there are there in there?
For lack of a better way of putting it, they're gonna be better at it than you guys.
Wow.
Illithid are usually, I don't like to compliment you guys, but you usually are smarter than most other races. I'll give you that.
And because you can't. I'm not sure that there's any way you can get rid of them without alerting the Gith. And if they're going to be here, you should be getting you should all be able to work together somehow, if only to keep this going. Everybody needs to be cooperating.
It seems. Well,
So we need to go hand out this thing, right? We need to be like, sorry, wrong box.
Yeah, and
we
by
have
the
to find
way,
a bird.
we're gonna, if you haven't already, get in touch with the Seldarine's Edge. Make sure they know make sure they at least know that you're gonna need to talk terms, and also get in touch with your contact because there's something else that needs to be handed off.
I don't know if they're willing to talk terms.
I mean, can we be blunt with you, whatever your name is?
I wasn't under the impression you were being anything but blunt.
Oh, trust me, that was nothing. Here's the thing. The Seldarine Edge and the gang, I guess, would be the best way to put it, that was here, are going to stop at nothing to usurp you guys, unless you come to terms with them. And if they usurp you, most likely you're going to be either killed or left to the Gith. I think it's in your best interest to work with these people. They don't need to know your identity. I will admit, them knowing your identity doesn't really help in any way, but you do need to work with them, because otherwise eventually they are going to rebel against you. You are going to be usurped and you are going to die.
Rob,
think you have a
how
choice.
sorry,
Yeah.
Amber, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you had stopped.
I did.
Okay. Rob, how
Hmm?
this is just a little meta to see if I'm gonna share this out loud with everyone else. How well is the mind probing that's happening right now with what's going on? Are they communicating with us? Are
It's
they
just
reading our thoughts?
telepathy.
It's just
It's
telepathy.
just telepathy.
So it's
Yeah.
it has to be.
They're not reading your minds. They're just like
Okay.
speaking in
I
them.
just needed okay. Then my mind is not being read, which is good because Anja just had a thought.
Yes.
And-
Although technically you wouldn't know if they
Yeah.
had cast detect thoughts or something.
Right,
and
like
were even
Anja
doing
wouldn't
that.
know, but I wanted to know for
Yeah.
roleplay sake. Okay, but it's not being known, so we can't read Anja's thoughts right now. It's maybe for the best. But she looks very uncomfortable at her own thoughts, everybody, and you could purposely probe her if you want.
The voice will reach back out, and if we can be also blunt, why is it that you want to turn the city over to this edge and not continue its existence as is?
I didn't say hand it over to the edge. I said come to an agreement. Talk it out.
We
I
believe
don't-
that a revolt is inevitable. As a matter of fact,
You all seem fairly convincing in a multitude of ways. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't have been able to enter our city.
Be surprised. We're all about getting into little places we shouldn't be. At least I am.
As we can clearly see. So
We have more sympathy for them than we do for you. Consider that we didn't have to do this as much as we have been doing for you.
and
We're not trying to remove you from power. We're trying to get you to compromise before.
and what kind of agreement would you seek?
I have an easy one. I used to work as an adventurer. You're sending people out on adventuring things. Here, first of all, proper medical care needs to be absolutely
Hey, I resent
established.
that.
I mean, other than just
That
you.
is established.
Other than, okay, not just one guy. No
Fair
offense to
enough.
you, Tomlin.
No, I could use some help.
One guy, and you also have to make sure you equip these people. Don't make them pay for the fucking items if you're setting them out on death missions. Just give them the items they need to come back safely. Because guess what? If they don't die, you can use them again. Funny how that works.
I mean, actually, you could just pay them to go get it, and that is way more motivation for them to go out.
That too.
Yeah. Like, you give them hazard pay, even. It's like, hey, this is very dangerous, but we will pay you. Like, you make people rich, and they will risk a lot of things.
Pay them with what?
I
Make your
don't
own
know.
currency, don't you?
Yes.
You okay? So what would be the issue with circulating a bit more to the adventurers?
It's
rather
all made
than-
up
What is that?
anyway.
Think
what is that
about
currency going to
this.
get in an isolated city?
Exactly.
It's why
Your
the
labor is
Saldarines
currency.
edge.
It's a representation of your labor.
Well, they also
If
were trying.
showering you and your kind with useless coin will satiate you, that can be arranged.
Yeah, I know you
mean,
don't understand it, but that's
You don't
just,
have to.
Yeah,
No.
but that's just kind of
Humans
how it
are
goes.
weird. Humans.
Congratulations, the town shall
elves,
have thousands of coins. They shall want not for our coinage.
Here's the
Our
thing.
problems have been solved.
Tomlin, what do you want from the city?
That's a good question.
Second worker.
As you are the only one that lives here, as he looks around at our group
True.
chatting for the city.
I mean, I think that you know, what I want is for the continued safety of all these people. Um, so if that means that we have to continue with whatever this arrangement is, then that's okay. But I think that for to prevent an inevitable uprising, we should probably maybe have some kind of representative, even if it is just a facade. Develop some kind of representative who can communicate with the people directly, even if that is through the
That is exactly, we have such an agent who's able
Fetch
to.
is terrifying.
Fetch.
He's
Is that
terrible.
who you're referring to?
Fetch
He can
is-
barely
someone-
talk.
More like a politician, someone with a pleasing face and attitude.
You need
That
go
would-
for Tomlin. You need to
that
give,
would
you need
change nothing.
You need to give
Tomlin.
You'd
them
be
a
surprised how
society.
much it would change.
You need to
Tomlin.
give them a society shaped like the societies they recognize. That means they need to talk. That means that they need to know. That means that they need to see, and they need to deal, and they need to talk with Drow, and they need to see, and they need to deal with Durgar.
Tomlin, if how prominent do you think this resurgence is? Like, is it just the inklings of it? Is it just those
They
three?
were ready to perform acts of terrorism, so I imagine they're
the whole
substantial.
city, or just those guys?
I'm not sure how big the group is. But this,
They're not a
this-
majority of the city, for sure. It's a minority.
does the populace sympathize with them?
Okay.
Is the
Um,
question. Like, do I
I
get
think-
the feeling that
I think your feeling is that a lot of people are kind of resigned right now in a like, this is the only option.
right?
So if like there was another option, then definitely they would jump at it. But
Right.
like it's hard to be discontent when there's literally no other option.
So, okay.
I have a question for
I'm
you
not
guys,
done, please.
Council. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Um, So, because I'm having this conversation with Toblin, do you answer in that way, Toblin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So would you say that if like your ex-friend and leaders weren't there to stoke the fire, it could at least delay a revolt?
I mean, maybe, but then you're killing part of the people that I want to, or if
Yeah,
we get rid of them, we're getting rid of people that I'm trying to protect. So
right. You're getting rid of a
it's,
few to protect many.
that is.
Anja, consider this.
Well,
The
the
edge is
thing
on the
is, if there's,
surface too.
I know you're trying to say some stuff, and I'm sorry, but the thing is that if there's going to be a revolt, then this is going to cause everyone to probably die.
We don't have. There doesn't have to be a revolt if they would just cooperate and
But they're
let the
not.
people
That's
have
what
a society that they're.
I think the point Hung Huzi's trying to make is the council needs to work better at having a proper government. They won't revolt if there's a proper government in play, is what I think Hung Huzi's trying to say.
Yes, that's all.
right.
I understand that I understand that you, as the council, are quite comfortable in dictating terms to these people, but they're not. We have already prevented one revolt tonight.
But we can't stay here. We have to go.
No, we can't, and that's why they should cooperate so that we can leave. Because if they refuse to cooperate when we leave, they're dead.
What is, uh, would you be willing to discuss this further with a representative of the Saloon's Edge? Isn't that what it's called?
Seldarine.
Zeldarine. Sorry.
I think we would all prefer if it was not as direct a connection
Hmm.
between us and the people who want to overthrow us. I hope you understand.
I could be the go-between.
So you're suggesting that we need to bloat and take valuable man hours away from collecting what the city needs to satiate the Gith in order to placate the masses?
Exactly.
Maybe we
Blame
need to
your own mismanagement and inability.
we should.
The city is working at peak efficiency.
Of course,
We have not been late in any delivery.
your metrics.
Everyone's existence furthers this
Your
goal.
metrics leave much to be desired, and if this isn't resolved, you're going to be late on a delivery.
In what metric would you measure it by?
Sustainability.
They want
By
to
our own
revolt. They
estimations,
want to
this-
kill you. Okay? Like, they will come after you. And everyone will die, including you. And they get to be like, whatever. Like, they don't care.
They know they cannot.
People don't continue
Don't
to
they?
work for bosses they hate.
They don't really have a lot of options. I think is what the point he's making. So
Indeed.
I don't think the Seldarines and
They're
the
not
people
gonna
who are
stop.
starting this revolt against you, frankly, give a shit.
They
They're
clearly
gonna
don't
revolt.
care either. Like, they're
Yeah.
incapable
We've
of
already
caring.
told them. Yeah, we've already
For one
told
thing.
them that there's a deal going on between you and the Gith. They already know this, and they still want to revolt.
What your group seems to be suggesting is a slow death through inefficiency. This is not a operation which sustains itself by taking work away from its purpose.
What you are facing is a slow death, because sooner or later, because I know you don't know what it is they're trying to find, And sooner or later, whatever use you are providing them is going to run out. The Underdark is not made of infinite magic items. Sooner or later, they're going to come for you.
That's kind of what I've been thinking this whole time. Is like this is only a temporary situation. Eventually, you will no longer be useful to these tyrants.
And
Fair enough.
practically speaking, you are facing a crisis due to your mismanagement. The peoples you needed to be working at optimum efficiency did not know the nature of the threat they were under until a few minutes ago, and have resolved themselves to revolt in ignorance.
I have a bit
With
of a,
that knowledge,
Terrific.
they might follow through anyway. We can't
Terrific.
stop them if you don't come to terms.
I believe an understanding has been reached. We shall simply send out a missive that, unbeknownst to them, the runes require sacrifice of magical items, and that is why they have been searched upon. And make it clear that these magical items are the reason the city is protected. This makes sense.
I believe that might work. I would
That
also
might actually do the trick.
Terrific.
propose that perhaps I volunteer to act as a go-between for you and the Selders.
Seldarene's Edge. Yeah.
I'm getting there. So maybe a go-between for them and yourself, and that way I could uh, help smooth things over and kind of delay what seems like a uprising, and maybe stamp it out with enough effort. Um, I don't know. It's
That seems satisfactory. If informing the populace how bleak their situation is and the reason for the magic item procuring will
the Seldaroon.
placate them.
If they're Seldarine, if they're not working with the city, could they? Maybe we could convince them to devote their manpower towards other useful tasks, um, like developing, researching other methods of defending the city. Perhaps we could eventually learn a way to get this to get out of.
Unless you have a way to defend against the Githyanki onslaught, there was no real purpose in doing so.
Is the surface safe? Question mark. Like out of character.
I mean, you don't know. That's
Well, I don't know.
something
you
Tomlin
can,
would
you
have
can
no
ask
idea.
the question. You can ask the question in character, and
Yeah.
he'll answer.
Oh, okay.
Like Tomlin,
Sure.
I don't know if you've even been to the surface, but you
'Cause you
definitely
guys were
haven't
talking
since
about-
the Gith showed up.
You guys were talking about sending people to the surface, and we were talking about how it would take a long time. I mean, if that, maybe we should have the Seldarine focused on trying to figure out how to get to the surface. Even though I don't know if the Illithids have any interest in that, but that's just a proposal.
As long as the citizens that are a member of this group still contribute what is necessary for the city's survival, they may do whatever else they may please.
So, question. All the wards that you placed, are any of them actually doing anything?
Yes, but they're not necessarily technically necessary.
Considering that there aren't predators leaping to attack the city as we speak, I'm sure that they're having some use.
Indeed, it is useful for the natural dangers of this place. This many people, we created silent cities back when we were making cities. So that much is helpful. The rest is essentially for show. considering it is the Gith who are keeping it up.
Yeah, well, Tom, you're native here. If you think you can make that work, then sure. I'm not gonna.
I'll do everything in my power to try, but I mean, this is a very delicate situation. So, yeah, I'll do my best.
Yeah, then call those terms. I guess. I think we should.
Leave it to you.
Yeah, and in any case, get in contact with Fetch. There needs to be an extra drop. Quick.
Understood.
All right.
Fetch will arrive shortly.
Were they specific about the type of magic items they were trying to get from you guys? No. Okay.
I mean, sometimes they would try and locate specific items. You would know, Tomlin, like the one that you were all sent out to find that they knew like apparently found out existed or knew existed. But
I meant had the Gith asked the Illith
oh, gotcha.
for anything specific.
It was simply during the initial negotiation finding the hidden and guarded relics and items here was one of the few uses we had, as apparently they are more focused on destruction than searching and reclamation.
They just seek to drain. They're just draining resources. Seems like, potentially. Well, this is very bleak, and I need some time to think it over.
Yeah.
We believe that this seems to be a great boon for the city if this will increase efficiency and satisfaction.
Well, if only we could all look at it like that.
Well, a reduction in civil unrest is certainly additional internal safety.
Terrific.
I gotta get out of here before I'm sick.
Yeah.
I don't like,
make sure to get in touch. Make sure to grab the edge because we need it. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need it back to send along.
Oh
So,
yeah, that'll be a whole thing.
At that point, I'm sure you all go down. Yeah, well, sounds like you all have kind of the plan of, creating the puppet government of sorts through Tomlin and all of that.
Pretty much. But at least the puppets know why their strings are being pulled.
Indeed. So, having avoided coming to blows with the council or upsetting the balance of the city, we're going to move away for this evening from the Enclave. I'm sure the party might have a few more pieces of business there, as they did come here trying to find leads. So we'll have to maybe come back and see if they do anything there. But we're going to just shift away and find ourselves in one other location, as we see there is in another part of the Underdark. We can see this group of adventurers, explorers that we can recognize have symbols of the Enclave, delving deeper into some kind of older part of the Underdark. And then there's just like a flash, it like not from like a camera flash and the sound of like stabbing. And then we see the dead bodies of these adventurers as they fall into some kind of trap. And then we see them, their eyes glow, and they start to stand back up as if possessed or puppeted by some other force. And we see they all start looking at each other again, and their like tabards are torn off, and you see in the blood of these adventurers the symbol of the Order of the Wilted Rose is drawn onto onto the breastplates once again. And that's where we'll end this episode of Revenge of the Gith.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rob. Thanks for coming and showing up. It was a great time as always. We will, as far as the rest of the channel goes for this week, we do not have Ashenfell tomorrow, as it is New Year's Eve, and we don't. We took 2 weeks off from Ashenfell. We'll be back next week for them. And then on Saturday mornings, you can catch us with Emberwind. And then when we come back next Wednesday, I think we're pretty much back on full-time, normal schedule. We'll be adding a couple of things to schedule. I think Dragon Age is coming back next Saturday. And yeah, look forward to both Lancer and the Expanse premiering here in the new year. So we're super excited about that. But that's us. That's the channel. That's me. That's what's going on. So everyone else, tell us where we can find you on the internet. And what you're doing in the next week and all of that good stuff. We just gonna go in the, we're gonna go counterclockwise on the overlay, so it would be Obi, you.
Yo, what up? Yeah, I'm Obi. If you want to find me on the internet, look up on Twitter at Jossa and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Shinobi, where I will be returning this coming Tuesday and the Friday after that, playing Devil May Cry 5 Virgil on Tuesday and Hades on Friday. Hell mode. We
Nice.
go hard.
Hi, I'm Ember. I'm not very much on the internet very often anymore, but I am streaming on Fridays. I was going to be streaming Hades, but I think I'm just going to stream League of Legends this Friday, maybe. I'm not sure yet. But I am streaming League of Legends actually pretty much right after this, because trying to get back to Challenger. I am 2 ranks off and it's bothering me. But other than that, I'm here on Wednesdays. Like I said, I don't exist on the internet anymore. Goodbye.
I do sort of exist in the periphery of the internet. You can follow me everywhere on all social media as Robin_Shadle. Most of what I'm doing now is hyping my upcoming novel, which comes out March the 9th. Paperback pre-orders are available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Alibris, and bookshop.org, which I'm really hyping because a portion of their proceeds go to support independent bookstores.
Hi, I'm Montana. You can find me at Montana What on Instagram and at Montana What 2 on Twitter. Yeah, and I'm not anywhere on the internet right now. I am going to be trying to start up a game, but that's something that might happen. So just stay tuned and I'll let you know.
It's jammy.
Thanks for having me again. It was really fun to come and play D&D with you guys. I really enjoyed it, and I can tell that y'all have just such a rich world and game here, and it was just a real joy to be part of it. So thanks again, and I am on the Discord, on Val's Discord. If you guys want to reach out to me, I do a lot of homebrew stuff. I've made the Warden class and a few other things. I'm working on releasing something soon, kind of a amalgamation of all my stuff that I've been working on over the last few years. So if you want early access to that, you can get in touch with me on Discord, and it's been wonderful.
Thank you so much. It's been a joy to have you, our first ever guest here on Revenge of the Gith. Super fun. Thank you so much. And I, of course, have been your game master. I'm Robbie Rowling. You can find me as such either on Twitch or Twitter. I'll be doing solo streaming in the somewhat near future. We'll see exactly when. But as far as other things, you can see me next week. We'll be back on Thursday nights with Aether and Steamworks on the Dice Tyrants channel, part of the same Storytellers Union team. Great people over there, as well as I'm proudly a part of the Knock by Tears podcast. We're a now Quest and previously 5th edition actual play podcast, doing lots of great stuff, some new stuff coming down the pipeline. So come check us out at NQH Podcast on Twitter for all our links and stuff. And yeah, thank you all so much for coming to this episode about brinksmanship, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, everyone. Well, everyone have a happy new year, and we will see you in the new year. Bye. No, there.